As a bullet.
Ding! There we go. Yes! Good evening, everybody. We are here live from Flory Central and completely on form. Before we start, I just have to point out something. It is Tracy's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Tracy.
So everyone say happy birthday to Tracy.
Happy birthday, Tracy.
We're going to sing. Okay. All right, on three. What could go wrong? Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tracy. Happy birthday to you. On your crew.
That's the Flory model voice.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Didn't hear Steve though.
We could go. Yeah, we could do a barber shop. With what could go wrong? Yeah, there's a problem there. Right. Good evening, everybody. Steve is with us, facing the other way.
Good evening.
Steve, what are you working on already? You're being very productive.
I'm putting, well, all the little kind of teeth guides into my track.
Oh God, don't mention them.
Does it look nicer right way around?
I knew it. I've been set up. Where are they? I've moved them. Oh, here they are. One.
Wait, you mean there's one in front of you?
Only some of them are around the wrong way now.
Seamless, isn't it?
Nobody will ever know. Just a couple of thousand people. Yeah, who might have pointed it out at the time. So yes, we're back. We're trying to make this a monthly thing. So the first Tuesday of every month we'll be here like this with all the gang, and obviously Steve and Steve's cohorts from up north. No, he's on his own. Bless him.
He's nicknamed Billy for today.
Billy, we've got the goatee thing going on. He's growing that. It's coming through. Bless him. So usual thing, get your questions in nice and early because we're going to run to about 9 o'clock, try and do as many questions as we can for you. Then after that, it's basically happy hour, and God knows what will happen then. So there we go, all good. So
which is the right way?
Well, teeth on the outside.
Oh, is it?
Russians don't use pads like us Westerners tend to. So that's the difference.
They just churn up the roads.
Yeah, they just rip up roads and that. They got it right, you know. But for parades and that, because obviously Red Square, they put rubber boots on that a bit. Yeah, I don't want to wreck that a bit. So they do it. And I was doing this, and it just looks like Abrams tracks to me. So I was like, yeah, on the outside, no problem. And then it was pointed out to me, and I'm like, oh, Jesus, it's only 92 each side. And there's like 6 bits to each one. So it's like, great, what can go wrong? Yeah, so anyway. But anyway, we're fine now, and it's back together. And I have the wheels almost done. Well, they are done. Using their great template, which is very handy, because actually it's a bit of a funny size, because my size thing for doing it doesn't fit any of them.
Right.
So it's quite handy that theirs did.
That came with the kit.
It comes with the kit, yeah. So yes, one of the best inventions ever, because trying to hand paint road wheels just doesn't work. So usual thing, paint it all black first, then straight in, flat over the top, spray it, job done. What used to take me half a lifetime now takes a couple of minutes. It's quite fun to do as well.
Yes, you've got time to do tracks.
Yeah, putting tracks together again and again and again. What's really annoying though is when I did it, I was like, oh God, I hate tracks at the best of times, but these are quite complex going together. So it was a case of, as I said on the video, right, everybody, if you do a bit at a time, you know, so that's what I did. But then when it came to fixing it, I did both of these in under an hour. Because you just get on with it, you know. It's like, I've got to do it. So I literally sat there and one evening did it the other way. So we're all good then. So there we go, sorted. Right, Steve, what are you up to?
Well, track.
What have you been up to since we last spoke?
I'm trying to working up.
Oh, look at that, so he drops it.
No, I've been working on my Cougar, so it's well on its way. Just putting all the finishing bits on it now.
We say looking a lot more together than last time we saw it when it was just a hull.
Yeah, so it's coming on. It's just a few bits left to go on, and so we're getting there. So that's been taking up most of my time.
Crikey's got the shakes. Put it down quick.
So I did fall on the floor. I don't know what that was.
That's fine until you wheel back and you get that crunch. The bit you're like, oh no, that didn't sound good. We've all been there. So yes, very good. Nothing else? Anything else exciting happened?
Not really, no. Been to the first model show of the year at Bolton, which were okay. Good day out. But apart from that, been pretty quiet.
Bless him. Is he growing a beard?
Yeah.
That's it. Look at that. See? Women everywhere.
He's got more hair on his chin than he is on his head.
Yeah, well, this one's growing back now. We'll gloss over what happened to me. Crikey. Yes. Never mind.
You got lines, yeah, haven't you?
Yeah, I got a couple of dents. Unfortunately, I'd love to say it was like caught in some bomb blast somewhere, but actually, I got caught with it was a bomb blast, but it was a car battery. Well, I'd say it's a truck battery, 24 volt, which was being charged the wrong way round.
All right.
So yeah, and then the days before, like trips and stuff. So consequently, terminals went on, switch was thrown, and it just exploded in my face. So yeah, great. So yeah, I just tell people I was attacked by a shark. You know, I was on the board, paddling in, and then it grabbed me, and that's what I'm sticking to. So yeah, no, that's it. So yeah, but anyway, we're back to almost a length now where I can sort of, you know, put it in. Yeah, yeah, I was almost back to hands. You know, have a beanie on my head. Hello, welcome to Flory Models. It's cold in here today. I'm in a hat and gloves. So yeah, I thought I'd take the ridicule. I'm all right with that. I said loads of tech. Are you all right? I think I'm on chemo or something. All of that. Like, no, I'm fine. Honestly, it's not like that. You know, get well soon cards coming through. That was all right. No. Anyway, never mind. Tony, what have you been up to, modelling wise? That's it. Job. No, you've been working on these guys, and we have one that's orange now. You're going to explain to everyone why it's orange?
Because I've that cunning idea to do C3PO
right.
White, I thought I'd do the cloth version of R2D2, which is orange.
Yes.
And on reflection, you can take a very simple kit and just make it more complicated than it ever needs to be.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
Okay.
To be honest. I would say it's filled full of joy, but it really hasn't.
No, it's been one of those nightmares from start to finish. It all started when you over-sanded his back panel, wasn't it? Because if you hadn't have done that, and then he would have been in brass,
yeah,
he would have been in blue, and it would have been a quick build, and what a fun time.
It has actually been quite fun. I've enjoyed it. I'm using the metal paints.
The layer metal colours?
Yeah. And yeah, it works a treat. It's just really good. So no, it has been good, and I have got my mojo back. So yeah, no, I'm glad I've done it. I wouldn't do it again, but I'm glad I've done it.
Right.
You could do BB-8 in blue and white. Well, this is R2D2 in orange.
You're trying to be funny. Anyway, John. Bless. You're going to get the BB-8 though, aren't you? You did say you get
the BB-8, R2 and C3PO like proper. And then I have the shelf of droids, which my missus is going thrilled.
Yeah, stand on top of the telly.
Oh, she loves it.
That's the trouble with these modern tellies. You can't put things on top like you used to, like fish tanks. They don't go well. So yes, never mind. John, you've been spending money as well.
Yeah, I've been playing with my new toy, my new Airbrush Infinity.
An Infinity?
CR Plus. Very nice it is too.
One of those.
Very, very nice. And
how are you finding it differently from what you were currently using, which was?
I've got a Evo Silverline.
So there you go. You can explain to everybody what the difference is from somebody who's come from technically a normal Evo to an Infinity. How do you find the differences?
That is much finer.
What, is in control or
just everything?
Right.
It's just a step up, really.
Because technically, when you look at it, the front end of all of these, the silver part, are the same. It's just obviously from this one's gold, and what happens back here, it's just a little bit more finer and a little bit more refined. But it's quite hard to justify sometimes the price jump from a standard Evo at like 80 quid, 90 quid to one of these 160. But as I say, once you've used it, you sort of right, okay, I'll get the idea of how it works now.
Now I've used it, I wish I'd got that first one, really.
Yeah.
That's everything, just the fine lines, far easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, the old one's going to be like primers, metal coats, all the nasty stuff, and I'll keep that for the acrylics.
Yeah.
And the fine painting. But yeah, no, really nice.
And the lock off on the back of this, as I say, it's one of those things I always say is a gimmick, but it's not, because when I've been doing the metal work on that one, for instance, now I've learned that if you thin this stuff, it's great. But the thing is, you can flood it too easily because it's very, very thin. So I've got this lock, as it is right now, it's a limited pull.
Yeah.
And that's how I've been spraying the Vallejo for that.
Yeah,
and then
I've got
clean out, I've got
something
all
similar
the,
on the silver line.
yeah, but it's just a
little
twist
dial
one,
on the
isn't
back, a twist one.
Yeah.
So you can just, you know. But no, it's very good. Recommend it. If you've got the money, go out and get one.
I should have had shares in Steam back years ago, or a percentage. I should have started a distributorship on the quiet little umbrella company. But no, I've missed the boat on that one.
And first time I've used as well, I used without, I bought at the same time some of the Mr. Colour Leveling Thinner.
Yeah.
Never used that before, and quite impressed with that. And it doesn't smell as bad as I thought it was going to be honest.
No, it's not as strong, I think, as some that are out there, but it still will give a bit of a whiff.
Yeah.
And it will strip the chrome out of your airbrush. Yeah. That's the only trouble. You nickel coated. It's supposed to. I don't think this is the colour cut for this one, because nowadays they are triple nickel coated instead of single. But yeah. Oh, so there we go. Very good.
Yeah, no. So I've been playing with that one all weekend.
Very nice. Ron?
I've been busy building my Tiger for the group build.
Yes.
Practicing putting on Zimmers. Did a little video for it. And I'll try out my new airbrush with it.
And what have you got?
I've got even, so I'm behind.
Still a fantastic airbrush.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, the Evo, I used it for doing the primer because I've got the 0.4 in it, and it did absolutely fantastic on that. You know, for doing primer work and stuff like that.
How many have you got?
Still go down.
2.
0.2 millimeter. Just don't put the 6 in it. Did you see my little video I did about flow rate? Put a 6 in there. That would be even better, more impressive. It's like a hose pipe instantly.
Well, I set up the old Evo with a 0.4 in it for, like you say, for doing primer coats.
Yeah. And speaking of which, I have just gone and actually paid for some primer from, is it Barwell Auto Paint or whatever they're called. And I've done it. They do a deal. It's 25 quid for 3 of the big bottles in grey, white, and black. So I've got that coming in. And I had a dispatch email from them this morning.
What's the style of this?
Yep. So there's 120 ml bottles.
Right.
And it's black, white, and grey. And it's 25 quid. And shipping them too bad, it's like £3.50. So yeah, so I should be sorted for that. I can't see the point.
You do realise by the time we get it for you, it'll be sold out.
Yeah,
well, at least I got mine out. I don't mind. As long as I got mine out, I'm happy with that.
Fortunately, I bought a massive bottle of primer.
Yeah.
Huge, great big thing.
Right. What one? Which one?
Well, because I was trying out these metal colours.
Yeah.
I was putting the primer down. I thought, oh, that works quite well.
Yeah.
And I got on really well with it. And so I thought I'd buy some gold.
Right.
And I've seen it got a massive bottle of the primer. So I've got the world's biggest bottle of black polyurethane.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I watched the review as it's winging its way towards me in the post. Yeah, I was thrilled with that.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
So yeah, I was going to bring it up the raffle prize.
Yeah, did a charity thing. Yeah. I'm sure people, and like obviously, yeah, guys can feel free to chirp up in the forum and say you love the stuff.
Or PM me and I'll send it to you.
That's it.
I get one from that.
Oh dear. Well, I've got just a thing for you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
But
Yeah, when's your birthday?
yeah.
December.
Is it? So you can have it.
Yeah. But the thing is it's just, it spits, it because of obviously the polyurethane, as in the poly bit being glue, it's got a skin onto it, and it's.
I do find I have to take the needle guard off.
Yeah.
To do it.
So
and every now and again, give the end a wipe.
Yeah. Because I've got in here some nice chunky, what I'm calling now battle damage, and scuffs at the top, where because you can't sand this stuff either, so it goes where it has to stay. You know. So. Even though I did go over the top of it at X1, which was an absolute treat, and you forget how nice Tamiya is. It looked lovely and glossy and everything else. Have you got any of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd be fine with that then.
Oops.
So yes. You? Anything?
Not really, no.
You done no modelling at all?
I've been working on my little oval banger, but that's about it.
You should have brought it along.
I should have really.
Look on your what?
I bought a Volvo 760.
Volvo.
One of those.
A Volvo.
No.
I'm not saying that.
I've heard that before. That's brilliant.
No, don't start. I have a speech brigade on her back now, saying Annie was taking the piss out of people.
I bought from Telford 2 years ago.
Right.
Having this wonderful idea of building some bangers and putting them on a trailer and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a car.
I'd give that a bit of fun.
Is it a car?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a Volvo jet. It's a Volvo car.
So I've been playing with flames and lights and stuff, melting all the front up and crushing it all up.
Very good. It's the way to do it. It's all right.
So it's not the sort of thing that can go wrong, is it?
No.
Not flames and plastics.
You know.
If there's a banger car, it's going to get bashed up anyway. So.
No, you'd be fine. All be good.
Yeah, so that's it really. Because I've just got out from doing the work stuff, so I can do that a bit.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get to the forum? I'm going to type some Volvo-based questions.
So I'll be passing this away.
You just know now 20 people are going to play. I just bought a Never mind. So I take it we are live. Has anyone checked?
I haven't checked.
Well, we got 120 people watching, so I assume we are. Excuse me, I'm just going to die. My lungs are still
Can you
not
do it quietly?
right.
You make too much noise. No, it's still too much.
No, sorry. Anyway, we got any questions?
I don't know, because you're now telling me to check it.
Hey?
Then the audio test.
No.
Spike.
Super spike. Yeah, well, look, we got green lights down there, look. So that's a clue. Look. And we've got green lights on that one.
That's very technical. That.
Oh, yeah.
I've given up because it's
It's
still.
almost as good as my clap to start. So anyway.
I was going to check, but it's been slow because it's 4G. So
What do you mean 4G?
it's been slow.
Supposed to be ultra fast.
It's still thinking about it.
Steve, start reading out the questions.
Right.
Oh, right, no, we're off.
First question is from David, which is post 2. This is only his 8th post. Hi, Phil and all. My question today is about highlighting the rib of a World War I German night bomber. I'm about to start Wingnut Wings 132nd AEG G4 late version night bomber. The plane is covered all over with dark black and olive lozenge camouflage decals.
Glad we pre-read this.
It is so
We could have been here a while.
You can only just see the pattern. My problem is, how should I highlight the wing ribs? In pictures, you can clearly see all the ribs do show a subtle highlight. Any help would be appreciated. Regards, Dave.
Right, okay, now we went through this slightly when I did mine, although it didn't come out as strong as I've seen it elsewhere. But if you sort of pre-shade in reverse, you do that sort of linen colour on the underside, as I did mine, and then I put in stronger white bars where the ribbing all is. So it looks like, you know, there's no greyness through it, that you're actually looking through it. But if you're having the lozenge over the top, are you actually going to see it? Does it actually show through the lozenge? I thought the lozenge would cover it. And is it a decal? That's the thing. Or are you going to be hand painting?
Said it was a decal.
So if it's a decal going over it, I don't know how you'd put that back in afterwards without making a mess.
I guess either you seal the decals and then
Mask on top.
or just do it freehand, very gradual.
The only thing is, if it's the wing nut wings, depending on the kit, if it's got like a texture, you could dry brush onto it to try and make it come through. But my risk would, well, the ideal way I think would be is to mask the bar, the spar, wing spars onto it, and then spray them. But again, depending on the colour of the lozenge and all the bits and pieces, then we'll have trouble. So yes, not sure about that one, if I'm honest. Sorry, he's on the forum.
I know,
He's
don't
checked
trust him.
Oh, mate, it's all fine.
10 new questions. So yeah, Steve, any way you'd think of doing it?
Only way I could think of, obviously after you sealed your decals in with some clearance, but go over it with oil paint. Because you've got that translucency with oil paint, so you could go along the raised area, and that should maybe something like a buff colour or white, and it should give you that faded appearance then over the lozenge. You'd still see the colour of the decal coming through, but you could fade it that way.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, that'd be a very good one. Anybody else got any tips, ideas for it? Adam? Done much lozenge work?
You're asking the wrong guy, aren't you?
Yeah. I'll get him to do mine. I'm going to buy him a Wing That Wings kit. That
you know,
bloody great Felix stuff. There you go, mate. You sit there, I'll film you.
Have you ever seen a wings kit done badly? I don't think I've seen.
No.
They're all like top-notch models, aren't they?
Mm.
Guys who do those, and the wood effects and everything else. I've never seen one. You think, oh, they are just.
Exception of mine.
Yeah, it was the first one. You'll get better.
Oh, that's it.
But they are just awesome, aren't they?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
Really, but then you spend that sort of money, you're going to have to be good at what you do, aren't you?
I think that's the thing, because they are £100 kit.
Yeah.
Most people building those, it's an investment for them. But yeah, you're right. You go around the shows and it's got the Wing Nut Wings kit. They're always immaculate, beautiful pieces of work.
Fantastic.
Some of the ones we see on the forum as well.
Yeah,
some stunning ones on there. So yes, sorry we can't be much help on that, but we're all pretty.
Possibly PM. Is it Michael Wilson? He's done quite a few of the
Wing Nut Wings.
Wing Nut Wings kit.
Yeah. Yes.
They always look quite good.
Very good. Yeah.
So
good point.
He's probably more of an expert
than us.
Yeah,
because we don't know. We
sort of
shortcomings.
in-depth review on the old the wood. Oh, it's fascinating.
What, doing wood effect?
Yeah, I mean it's marvelous. So when you see the propellers, they've got all the be laminated.
Yeah.
That I just think is unbelievable.
Yeah. No, it's as I say, it's an art form on its own. Completely just doing wood.
Is Tigger still a member?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he did one where he.
I've got his kit over there.
All right. Because he did a Wing Nut Swing one where he actually masked, painted the lozenge.
Did he?
On the top.
That really is commitment, isn't it? Yeah.
It drove him mad. But,
yeah. There we go. Sorry, we're not brilliant on wood stuff. If we're honest, we have a shortcoming there.
Okay, so
we'll be doing wood effect next show. We'll be sat down with a bit of plastic card, oil paint, and acrylic, and we're the best bit of wood.
Post 3 is from Gavin. Hi Phil and the team. Could you tell me where you source your marine grade boats from? What make are they and how much they cost? Keep up the cracking work. Kind regards, Gav.
Pass. I've just had mine forever, to be honest. That's it. Simple as I've got lots of them through.
Yeah, because you put more in your budget.
Well, yeah, I'm getting low on them. They are going, but yeah.
So if you find
any,
if you got a shed load, kick him out. M4s, they're the best, I think. But yeah, as John points out, eBay, just eBay, and you just want marine grade stainless steel bolts. You could buy them in bags, I suppose, is it? or sets, or you can just buy bolts on their own.
You
Sure.
can, yeah.
Yeah. One thing I've never thought about doing.
Buy by weight.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think those ones I've got came from. Well, I've just been around and weigh it, sell it, and that's how it was done.
Is it bolts or nuts?
Nuts. Yeah, if you want your nuts, not bolts. Quite correct. Otherwise, you might trouble fitting. Bloody great bolt in the bottom.
Sticking out the top of the bottle.
Yeah, so I've had to tip all my paint out to get the bolt in. The lid won't go on.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, sorry.
I bought a big bag of M10s.
Right, they're the big ones.
Yeah, because I remember when I bought them.
Trouble getting them in.
Yeah, well, I thought they looked a bit big because there's a place of shop in Plymouth. And I got them by the bag, and I bought them. I got them back. And I thought they ain't going in.
No. Yeah, I think it's M4, which is
M10's probably a little bit
M10
big side.
Yeah, because M10 would be 10 mil internal, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you could basically get a scanner and
that's right.
stick a lorry shut tire on with that thing.
Yeah.
They're handy to have.
Well, yeah. You need to, like, I don't know, club somebody with a stop or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You really are the sort of guy that just bought the winning lottery ticket just as the lottery closes.
he tried that last week. Hey, I've got the ticket. It's in the watch. Yeah, you and everyone else, mate. Did they charge you for that? Did they charge you for offence? Falsely claiming? Because apparently she could have been charged for it. Yeah. Oh, it was in the wash. And it was like, no, it wasn't, love, because you weren't even in the area where it was sold. So yes. eBay. eBay's your friend. So just make sure they're marine grade, because that way they won't rust. As we found, there's a couple of guys in the forum put up some nice pictures of rust, natural rust in your white paint and stuff like that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that genuine rust
But
colour.
even marine grade will rust at some point, won't they?
I shouldn't physically do it, should they? I think the only thing they could do is like with aluminium, it gets that chemical reaction, don't they? They crumble. Yeah, but they just turn to powder, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
There's a story to that, because you know that's what happened to my valve on my bloody car, wasn't it?
That thing's just a waste of time, isn't it? You get a new one.
I wish. So yes, that's what happened to me. I know. I put some air in the tyre, and I put the thing on, and it just exploded. Just bang! It just sheared it completely off. So it was like. Brilliant. 6 o'clock in the morning, pitch black, flat, complete, brilliant. Top there. Oh yeah. Never mind.
Post 4 is from Neil. Hi Phil and Co. A few questions to ask you and the team. Have you tried new extra fast drying Tamiya extra thin? And any chance of a review?
No and no. To be honest, I can't understand. It's one of those products that I'm sure somebody wants, but I can't think of why you'd need it. Because extra thin dries pretty darn fast, to the point of it dries so fast. That's why I use the white top one as well. Because if it's something where, you know, if you're doing a wing of like a Heinkel, you know, there's no way you could ever use that, because it'll just dry.
By the time
That's it. You get halfway round and it's dried again. So I can't understand. It's a bit like, you know, inventing something that doesn't need inventing. You know, because extra thin, if you use a very small part, it will dry instantly. It's only when you really weld it up. And like when I did the missile launchers, the tow missile launchers on there, by, you know, scrubbing at it and you sort of melting your way through, obviously they go quite soft, but small amounts of it, it dries really, really quickly. So, but I don't know. Would you use it? Could you find a use for a extra thin dryer?
There was another product, and I can't remember for the life of what it was, but same sort of applicator, and you put it on anything, it hasn't done anything, and it's just evaporates straight away. And you think you're not gluing, and you go to move it, and it's just solid. So it is good in some applications, but it's that modeling mentality. You can now get a set. Yeah. So you have all three on your bench. You use one once in a blue moon, but the fact you'll own it as part of a set. So yeah, it's one of those. People will buy it and probably won't use it that much.
I know I bought a bottle of that Slater's.
Well, mech.
Mech.
Yeah. We might want to evaporate it in the bottle. Yeah.
And it's empty.
Yeah, I know. That's what happened to me. Never used it.
Never
Got
used-
nothing
never
in
opened
it.
the
It just
bottle.
evaporated.
And it's empty.
But the bottle's never been opened. It just vanishes.
Well, why doesn't that evaporate? Because the amount of times I've left top
Yeah.
under,
Oh yeah.
and the speed it dries, why doesn't it just?
Strange.
It doesn't seem to.
And your brush never goes solid, does it?
Even if it's an empty one, I think I have. Look, there's an empty one here, but the brush is still solid. So why is that? Okay. These questions we need answering.
What sort of plastic is that?
What the brush?
Yeah.
It's nylon, isn't it? Some type of impervious to that particular melting action. But that's the trouble is, I was thinking ahead, which I know is dangerous for me, but obviously I'm doing those airliners soon. And you know, at some point you're going to have to do that entire together. So I'm going to have to go and buy the old needle applicator, the old Rebel contactor. Yeah, the one with the needle.
I've got about 30 tons of that.
Oh, go on
yeah,
then.
no
Well, can I pinch one?
Yeah, of course you can.
Because
Just
that
send them all up.
works brilliant for doing that type of job. Because you don't have to be too neat because you're going to sand it anyway. And it isn't going to dry, so you can put it all the way around the outside and then sandwich it, band it, do whatever to hold those fuselage halves together, then come back a couple of days later and sand it, or go back over it again with this stuff over the top, you know, to take care of it, because that will dry too quick even. I haven't got anything that is slow enough to be able to do the entire side.
You just airbrush it on, can you?
Yes, tip it in, dunk it in, dunk it. Because the trouble is, I'm a great believer in, yes, okay, you can hold two parts together, you know, bring them together and drive the glue down. But because it's on such a big thing all the way around, and you're going to need to sand it and it to be a perfect finish, I would prefer to have a solid glue that's sealed all the way through than just putting extra thin, because it's only going to do the top half of the joint. So you sand through it, it's just going to open up. So I'm going to literally seal the life out of it, so we don't have that problem. So that's the plan with that one. So yes. So are we all going out to buy the quick fast dry one?
No.
No. Steve?
No.
I thought he's going to, you wait, I thought he was going to sit there, he's going to get a bottle. Brilliant stuff.
You mean with this set?
Yeah, and I've got the full set now.
Yeah.
Rob's been round. He's got them all as well. Blame Matt. So yes, so the question to that one is no, because I think it is literally one of those products which sounds a good idea, but I don't think I'll be using it. So I need to use it, I don't think. Right, next question.
Do you think model kit designers just seem to create parts just to add to the part count? Recently, I've noticed that a few kits seem to have cast extra parts that could easily have been made as parts of the larger home. And he's putting there looking at Canopy.
Zucchimori.
Yeah,
as
well.
Them as well. As I say, we must admit we had this little conversation before we came on air, amazingly. They will say, no, they don't. But I think it doesn't hurt to have a very large part count when you're trying to get 150 quid out of someone for a kit, or 200 quid in certain cases. You know, if you said, okay, it's 200 quid, but it's 1,000 parts, you know, all right, going to be money well spent. If you said, okay, it's 200 quid and it's 50 parts, are you going to pay it? You know, that's the thing. So,
There's 1,000 parts, you probably only use 50.
well, 50 that'll be seen. Don't know, what do you reckon?
If someone said to me that I could have one of those, and it came in 3 parts, yeah, I'm in.
I think we'd all be
Yeah. It's just the whole, because you do get a lot of martyrs. We've covered loads of times in modelling. You're not happy until like your eyes are bleeding. You know, you cut yourself, you've handmade something, you're picking bits off the carpet. And for me, I think that's just not a good day out. So, yeah, if I could get something without doing too much work to get to that point, and then start painting, that would be my top of modelling. But other people love the building part.
The building part of it. Yeah.
We're live.
Oh, we are live.
It's eventually caught up.
Oh, right. That's brilliant. Well, as long as we're all still here, then that's the main thing, eh?
And then people will spend 100 quid on a resin kit,
Yeah, the aftermarket stuff.
which has probably only got 30 parts in it, you know.
Yeah.
But I suppose the thing is the with the kit manufacturers, they want mass sales, don't they?
But technology's come on so far now, you can get that level of detail without making your eyes bleed, or sort of scratch building. You can really get some awesome levels of detail. Like you were saying about the Bandai stuff. Brilliant.
Yeah, well, if you're going to go down that route, then that's a good example, because Bandai, the way that they're molding, which I don't still understand fully how they put that amount of detail into an injection molded kit, is literally half the amount of parts that's on a fine mold model, and it's twice as detailed. So it's like, how does that all work? And it goes together, so it doesn't need glue. So, let's say that's a whole different argument. Do I think they do it? I think they do, if I had to say, but nobody's ever going to admit it because it doesn't sound good. Oh yeah, we just do it to make it sound better. No. But I can think, if you've got a model on the market, like, we've been speaking recently about Meng and with Trumpeter, because it doesn't matter what one brings out, the other one brings out the same thing. It probably doesn't hurt if your part count is higher than the competition, because it will just sound better. So, oh, well, this one's got 400 parts and this one's got 200. You're going to automatically think, well, the other one must be more detailed. Although technically it's just probably more of a pain in the ass to put together. So,
well, a good example is the Great Wall Hobby MiG 29 and the new AMK MiG 31. You look at the missiles in them; they're one-piece molded, and they're probably the finest injection molded, missiles armament.
Yeah.
In any kit.
And literally, like, obviously the slip molding, which has been done for the nose section on that MiG, is one piece.
Yeah.
As well. So that's an entire outside, and it tapers, and that's one piece molded. So that cuts down. Because normally it would be 2 halves, 3 possibly.
Sanding and filling.
Sanding and filling and all those things. Or 3 halves. Yeah. This is my world. Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, I think some manufacturers do. Especially, I've noticed a lot on the armour side. Companies like Dragon, they'll have you're assembling something, and there's about 6 or 7 parts, and then you look at the finished item and you think, well, why didn't you mould that? It's no reason why you shouldn't have moulded that in one piece. Why do you break it down into 6? And it's just to make the kit sound better than, oh, I've got 500 parts, so must be better than a kit that's got 100 parts, which is a load of crap. They over-engineer it.
Yeah.
If the manufacturers weren't doing it and weren't worried about it, why do they plaster the part count on the front of the kit?
Yeah. So that's it. So that means all the good manufacturers are no longer going to want like us because you just slated them. So yes, but my personal point is that why overcomplicate? I know a lot of people are more into the building, but with me, I must admit, I'm in the Adam camp here. The simpler the build is, from my point of view, the better, because I enjoy the painting, the weathering, and all the after bits, and playing with it and various things, rather than the straightforward construction. I remember aircraft, the good old days, floor, seat, stick, instrument panel, halves, wings, that was it. Now, you've got to build cockpits and spars and all that detail you'll never see, and all those different things like that. So, but to be honest, it's a bit like the MiG. If you look at the MiG and the part breakdown and then look at the Edard one, they're totally different, because that was a lot more complicated than that one. Because that is literally halves, seat, and go in. It's got some nice touches with the detail around the front end if you're going to have it open, but that one's a lot more complicated. Just down to the part count. I don't know what they are, but I'm sure that that one's a lot. Has it got a part count on that? We'll have a live test here.
Plastic parts 466.
Right, have a look at the MiG one, which is down behind you, I do believe. Hold on, there's another box. Oh, here it is, sorry, that'll be me. Wow. I don't know how we do it. Right, where is it? There's not a toy. Right. That'll be on the front, won't it? Typical. Total, how much was that one?
466.
170. So there you go. That sums that one up nicely. Now, that might not be totally true, because obviously, well, I'll drop another thing here. Oh, is there? Oh, that'll be your decals.
My decals.
No, it's not. So I'll find it in a minute. I'll run them over. But a lot of that could be armament.
Oh yeah, I was going to say
Because in the MiG, you
The
get
Edward
all the...
probably 366.
Or 300.
Yeah, 300, yeah, actually armament
Yeah.
of stuff you'll never use. Whereas that one, you only get a couple of short-range infrared radar jobs and some tanks, and that's it. Oh, a couple of rockets. So, but yeah, but classic example. Edard, trumpeter. Meng, trumpeter.
Makes some fancy like me.
Yeah. So that's off the hit list for everyone now. We've upset Edard, Meng, Zukamori. Anybody else? Next.
Next,
Gets a good question.
same one. And unless you are doing competition quality models or a commission, do you think ejector pin marks are that bad? I mean, some I've seen you could only see by shining a torch into an exhaust. How fussy are you and the team about dealing with them?
No, I'm not in there. I'll have a look for you later. I might have them somewhere. Sorry, Adam needs some decals and I might have them. I might not.
It would be handy.
Ejector pins, obviously, if they're in somewhere that's going to show, then you need to take care of them. You know, if you've got them on the outside or something, 99% of kits, you'll never see an ejector pin blatantly top of a wing, fuselage, anywhere that's going to be seen. It's just that sometimes ejector pins can be in awkward places inside things. So in the old days, you always had that trouble where they'd be in a bloody wheel well, flaps notoriously, wasn't it? And all those things. What are you trying to pinch?
No, I've got this. It's fine.
Look. He's only been here 10 minutes when he turned up this afternoon. He was already empty my paint cup all over the floor.
No, it's all right. I got it. Hold on,
What are you going to do? Pull his head off and nick his head?
No. Hold on, it's going to fall over. Oh, no, thank you.
So yeah, I'm not even going to watch. Oh God, I can see him on the screen.
Lucky enough, John's covered his backside. So
Yes, that's it, John.
Builder's bum and
Just
all
stick
that.
your arms up.
I have sunbeds.
Yes?
No tan lines.
Oh right, is that where you were all afternoon? Wearing your little glasses,
No, they're like stickers.
stickers. What on your eyeballs?
Yeah.
Is that not? Is that safe?
Yeah. Because what it is, it's like a gold leaf,
Yeah.
and what you do is you fold it so it goes into a conical shape.
Right.
You put it just over your eyes.
Mhm.
You still see through it.
Yeah.
So you can like read your phone. And
Right.
yeah,
And
protects your eyes.
Yeah.
Because there's no. Was it stuff that protects your skin? Is it melatonin? No. Stuff in your skin. There's none of that in your eyelids.
Right.
So if you close your eyes, the rays can still go through and cause long-term damage.
Right.
Just a top tip for you.
Okay.
Dr. Raw.
Yeah.
That's a sticker.
Oh, it is a sticker. So there you go.
Or
it's
it's a really badly done deco.
No, it's a sticker then.
Right, so you must have a deco somewhere.
I must have a decal somewhere.
Or just stop the show and you can find this.
Right. Okay. All right. I'll have a look later.
How responsive do you think kit manufacturers are to feedback? E.g., everyone moans about Revel and their paint callouts, or Airfix putting kits in single bags, etc. But it seems this feedback is not taken into account with the new kits.
I'll tell you why that is. It's because us as consumers are extremely lazy and continue to buy the said kits. Because if we all turned round, I don't know it's all that big, what if we all did it together? Hey, we could start a group. And we refuse to buy Airfix kits for like 3 months because they're not in separate bags. You can bet your bottom dollar, month 4, they'll all be in separate bags. You're pulling them apart now, aren't you?
So I'm just
All
going to. No, it's all good.
So yeah, that is the thing. And it is, Rebel's paint callers are notoriously bad, but their home market, people I suppose must be used to it and doing it. You know, and it's only recently we've seen Airfix do generic paint callouts instead of Humbrol callouts. What have you done now?
Swapping the heads.
You just swap in the heads. I'll see what you've done to yours now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
see that
genius,
before.
isn't it?
Yeah, you can mask that and just paint it.
I could, but because that
Got a Sharpie?
pair is sold Tamiya's red, it's a little bit darker,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not going to match.
I've got a red Sharpie here.
Have you?
You know,
Right.
somewhere. Hold on. You could Where's my red Sharpie? I've got one, so I do it for my lines on undercarriage.
You can work it.
Yeah, there it is. See?
Oh,
There you go. Bad boy. They're in.
Steady hand.
Yeah. Close your eyes. Masking tape. So that would be my point. I think if everybody did speak, they would do it. But because nobody really ever says anything, then they'll continue to put them into one bag, doing them all, which does break everything. As I said, with the Seeking review, classic example, everything was hanging off of it. Some of the parts are broken because it's just stuffed in a bag, and it's quite a tight fit in that box as well. And the boxes are pretty crap. You better not stink. Technical difficulties. It's not 9 o'clock yet. You're not allowed out your box yet. So yes, that would be the thing for that one. Steve, help.
Yeah.
You can taste it, can't you?
Taste it, I'm chewing it. Sorry, Steve, on you go.
No, like with the Airfix in a single bag, could it be to try to save a bit of money? It's cheaper boxes. Put it all in one bag. It's cheaper for one person to put it into one bag than to have people put them into individual bags. So that could be one thing. And like with Revel, by putting their own on, those are people who go out to buy a model kit for a present. They'll say, "Oh, what paint's in it? Oh, it's on back." You go and buy Revel paint. So that could have something to it. It's all down. Everything's down on money at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's because accountants run the companies.
Yeah.
Not modelers who run the companies.
No, that's right.
But you think the amount of broken parts, though, that Airfix kits you get, or scratch canopies and that, and you have to ring them up and say, "Can I have replacement parts?" Surely, if they just did a bit better quality control and put stuff in individual bags, so it'd save them money in the long run, because they must be sending out a lot of spare parts.
Funny enough, I mentioned this in the review.
Did you?
I did actually, because that's what I said in the review, that it must cost them more money in spare parts than it would do for putting them in an extra bag. Because let's face it, polythene bags, you can buy like 8 million for like nothing. So it can't cost much more to do it from a financial point. Time probably and packaging's a pain in the ass at the best of times, but for the hassle they must get, and I've often wondered, because I've seen, like we all have, the behind the scenes at Airfix and all the rest of it, where they've got that little warehouse, haven't they, with all the spare kits. So they just go out and cut the part. What if everyone said the same part? Yeah, because it's all very well cannibalizing kits for different ones. But if they've got, like everyone said, actually number L5's broken, and everybody said it, that would be the trunk. But I've done it before, and I've had replacement sprues sent where they don't even cut the bit off, they just send the whole sprue. It's obviously quicker and easier for them to do that.
I did that with my Revel GR4.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was one of the ones that came out without the
clear part.
The clear part.
Yeah.
So I contacted Revel, and rather than send me just the part, they sent me out the whole clear sprue.
Yeah. See? But again, that was like really bad that got through quality control. If it was separate bagged, they probably would have spotted it. Yeah. So, but yeah. But also the thing is, with Revel, it's the open-ended boxes. It's because it's purely cheap.
Yeah, because it's easier for a machine to go.
Sorry, it's my nasal. I was having a really shit week last week. Welcome to my world. Yeah.
Oh dear. What's happened?
Did you not seal that decal down before you just masked over it?
Well, I didn't
all
think it would come off that easy.
Do you want to show the boys and girls at home what you've just done?
There is now on the masking tape.
Yes, the decal is now stuck to the masking tape.
Just finds the decals.
If you do it quick, it happens better. Go on.
It's like waxing. Don't be slow with it. Just rip it past. Yeah, but now you've got a clean slate to start with, haven't you? You'll be fine now. I have to find you that decal now. I tell you what I have got. I've got some really, really thin tape. If you painted that red, you could stick it round it, because that is probably the same width as that. It is.
In your red, you think you're healthy?
funny though, aren't I? Look.
Well, while you do that, I'll read the next one out.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Stick that onto your paper.
Why don't you? Seriously.
Why don't you?
Hi guys.
Take
Question
that,
for
Ray,
everyone.
stick out of it.
Do you think the expense of modelling has had an impact on the hobby? It just seems to me that every new release, model, or aftermarket parts that comes out is a few several pounds more than the previous. I am thinking it's driving the average modeler away from the hobby. Hope you have a great show as always. Thanks, Admiral. As in it's Stephen Nimitz.
Mr. Nimitz. The thing is, that's why everyone has a big stash, because you can say, well, I bought it when it was cheap. And now they cost a fortune. I like my aftermarket drawer bulging, you know, for stuff that I need it, and it's cheap. But the thing is,
Got any red tape in it?
yeah, you know what? It's thin red tape, like half mil.
No, why don't I just get a deco?
Because I haven't got it. I don't know where it is.
You must have it.
Yeah, but I had a bit of a clear out at Christmas.
Right.
It involved bin bags and alcohols.
Oh, I've been for
So,
come here for inspiration. Obviously, people pay for this.
So who dropped the paint on the carpet? Who dropped his paint?
yeah.
Who wrote your page? I'm just a bit clumsy.
Yes. So yeah, that's my point to it. Yours, Joyce?
I think there's some part to it. Some truth.
Yes. Steve?
At the end of the day, we all spend the money.
Yeah, that's right. I think,
Yeah.
I think we're a bit guilty of spending it. Yeah.
Well, especially for new kids, just don't rush out and buy them straight away. That you must have it, because I've noticed, especially in the UK, that if you hold back a couple of months, the prices drop down. Those kits that were once 60 quid down to £45. So just hold back. Don't always rush out and buy it just because it's a brand new release. Just hold back a bit, and you will notice the price does fall. Like creative models,
I was
they
just
tend to
about to say that. Yeah, because creative is a classic example. Men kits, when they first come out, megabucks.
Yeah.
They sell out really, really quick. And then you give it a couple of months, you look on creative, and they're like half price. They just kick them out in their sale. They do that thing on the Friday 100 deal on Fridays. Go through that list, and there's some stuff on there that is seriously, you know, which is a latest kit. So there's a lot of Meng on there the other week, and you know, it's like dirt cheap. It's like half of what it was when it was released. You know. So yes, definitely be a bit more savvy. I think.
I blame a lot of it on Phil, because if he just gave everything a crap review, we wouldn't go out and buy it, would we?
True. Yeah, I could try that one day. We'll find a kit that's going to come out. I'll give it a crap review just because I can, and see if nobody buys it.
I've noticed on Amazon the price of the Bandai Wedding Vulcan started going up.
Going up, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
So today they're about £40 on them.
eBay's doing pretty good though. Straight from Japan.
Well, that's what I was doing. Although my Korean, one of the members asked me for the guy I was using out of Korea for my Bandai stuff, and he stopped doing Star Wars. By the looks of it, I went and had a look because he said he's not doing it anymore, and lo and behold, then he stopped as well.
Really?
So I wonder if they've caught up with him. But Japan, you'd be fine. It's just that obviously he was Korean, so that's why I used to get around the old import problem. He's coming out of Korea.
You're into like Mickey Mouse around, keep that all around, can't you?
I'm going to say, while you're on about, for your aftermarket parts, I tend to get a lot from Lucky Models now, because you get free delivery on a lot of your aftermarket supplies, Aries, through a Voyager and all that. Good conversion rate, so it's a hell of a lot cheaper. And if you only order a couple of things, you won't get stung by import duty. So
I don't know. I haven't ordered off of them in over a year now, but all their stuff used to come via Germany. Does it still do that?
some of it does, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how it comes in. It's like it gets drop shipped to Germany, so that way it's technically in the EU, so you don't get anything. But I've never paid duty on anything out of Lucky Model. It's always come via Germany.
Right.
So I don't know quite how they work it, but something there. So yes, there we go.
You don't have to cry. You look tired.
No, I'm not crying. I'm just angry.
Fuming now, is he?
That's the trouble. Anger issues. I'm all right.
He was fuming earlier on.
No.
And it's not 9 o'clock yet, so you're safe.
No, yeah. Phew.
Okay. I do apologise if I get your name wrong. M-I-K. Nick?
I would say it's me.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What else could it be?
Hi, Phil and the team. I'm a new member from Denmark here on the Flory models. And my question is about Sci-Fi modelling. I'm a Sci-Fi model builder.
Is that like sci-fi?
What did I say?
Sci-fi. Yeah, okay.
Builds little satellite dishes.
That is outrageous.
Please, if you maybe could do some builds once in a while in this theme.
Sci-fi.
Yeah.
You're killing me
I
tonight.
very much did enjoy the Star Wars month. I also did acquire 3 of each Bandai Star Wars kits when it was possible. I can see from your studio view tour that you also did acquire some kits. You have a very good channel, and I was glad to have found this modelling channel. I just received an order from Hobby Link Japan today. I bought the Bond car submarine from Fujimi, 24th scale, from the movie The Spy Who Loved Me. Check it out. That's all from now. See you later. See you later today. Kind regards from Nick. You having a visitor?
So I think Nick's got some spare devils.
Yeah.
He's got 3 of each kit.
Yeah. Who sends you the spares?
Yeah, that'll be handy. I just need the red pinstripe.
So I've made you a pinstripe. Look. Look. You take the piss. Look.
You know what's going to happen is I'm going to put it on there and I'm going to rub it and go all of the paintwork. You know what's going to
Yeah,
happen?
but you haven't painted, have you?
Yeah, it's painted.
Why don't you see that?
Mine look nice and yours look shit.
Because mine's got his stripes. No, this is Sharpie stuff though, but look, just go on. You want to.
Come on. You stick it on.
Oh, good. You've wrecked my model, I'll wreck yours now.
I would
yes,
say that
for sci-fi, definitely.
one of them will be a wider.
It does look wider, doesn't it?
Yeah, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers at this point.
No, I really can't, because you got to just find the...
That big.
Oh, my. Oh. I love it so gung-ho with someone else's.
Yes, I will definitely be doing more sci-fi.
The red's wrong.
What?
This is darker red.
All right, I'll do the rest.
You can do the whole thing, yeah?
It'll be fine.
All right.
Won't go wrong. Wrong speed.
We're going to read the next question.
You worry too much. Right.
Right, next one is from.
Oh no.
He's a novel. He's a novel.
It's fine.
So you put something on TV, see what happens.
I know, but you see.
It's all right. It's going fine. Don't look. Look away. It's like father at a birth.
I'm not joking. I'm on medication, and you are definitely pushing the boundaries of my medication. So. That's what I realised.
Actually, you can take it back now.
It's not actually.
Do you want me to read out the next question while you're doing that?
Yeah, get on.
Yeah.
Right, hi Phil and team.
No pressure.
As from, sorry for pronouncing your name wrong, Nick. You recently replied to my message asking about how to create the chipping effect on my F-16. See below.
I do. Yes.
For the group build, in it you mentioned using a masking oil. Can you recommend me any, as I've never used this before? Thank you.
Oh yeah, the one I like to use is the Neo for chipping effect. Basically, it's that quick way of chipping, which we've done on various builds before. Base coat down, and with you, we were saying about, obviously it's on an F16, so you've got the gunship grey with the light grey underneath. Just reverse it, base coat down, and then yeah.
What's the purple stuff we used to get?
Yeah, it's the same stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the one you want. Okie doke. And say you just put it down, dab it down with a sponge, and then let it dry. Then spray over it, and just rub your finger over it, and it will roll up and peel away.
This makes great telling watching you.
Yeah, sorry, Karen, watch yourself.
That's right. We're just watching the concentration on both your faces.
Oh, it's good to have a bit of pressure, isn't it?
There's more concentration in his face.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's constant.
Or is it worry?
Have you ever let another man touch or do your model? This is the first for me. And it feels
Yes,
on me
one
violent.
has.
Really?
Yes.
Honestly.
You'd be surprised it's A10.
Yeah.
Yes,
How is the A10? Have you finished it yet?
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you back your book.
That's all right. I've still got his from years ago as well.
And I'm
It's like a
going
book
to use
swap
the
thing.
E10 as my new buster.
Right, I would.
Because I've decided it's a crap kit anyway.
If you remember rightly, I did point that out when you first.
What kit is it?
Tamiya 148.
Is it that bad, is it?
It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
It's recessed panel lines at the front
Right.
and raised panel lines at the back.
Sounds nice. They have got some howlers, haven't they? Because normally they're always great kits, but
It's not as bad as the Sea Harrier.
yeah, I bought that years ago.
Mind you, you bought the FX ones as well, didn't you? Thinking they were new tool things because they were in those nice big flashy boxes.
Alright, Philip. Have I upset you?
Not at all. Look, I've just saved your life. You just need to go around and do everywhere now. A bit of pulling here, but he's.
Right, next one's from David.
I think that looks
Greetings.
better in theory than the decals do, because the decals are orange. At least that looks red.
Yeah, I'll give you
Show
that.
all the boys and girls at
I'll
home.
give you that. We can get it up close. Just drop you.
Right. Look at that.
Hey,
Hey.
it's not too bad. It's like done it before.
Yeah.
That's what
You should do it for a living.
I could do it for a living sometimes, couldn't
You have
Yes.
it now?
it? That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm starting to calm down now.
Phew, I got far. I was going to have a meltdown. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. He turns pink and sparkly.
It's when you've got the morning and all the edges are peeled back.
Yeah, but what you really want to do is. Yeah, I'm changing my number.
And you got
Yeah, me lot.
and moving in.
I'm moving, yes. New career. Best way to do with that would be to seal it as well, because that does stop
Oh, you don't say. Thanks for
sealing
that.
up.
Yeah,
Definitely. That's
That's
what I'd do.
that's a top tip.
See? These cakes there. Right, next.
Next, David. Greetings from Colorado, guys. Bill, I have a question about using Tamiya X1 as a gloss black base for metal finishes.
Mhm.
When I spray X1, I always end up with an uneven surface. It's smooth to the touch, but takes on a slight pebbly appearance, which will transmit through the final metal finish. Do you have any suggestions for obtaining a smooth, flat, and even finish with the Tamiya X1?
Put more paint down. What's happening is it's drying and giving you what's commonly known as orange peel. If you lower your air pressure just a tad, move it closer and flood the surface, this allows it to self-level instead of you blowing air onto it and it gets a skin and it becomes rough. With all gloss work, as we found out recently doing the gloss builds and things like that, it's all about the amount of material as in paint you've got on the surface and giving it at the time so it can level flat, so it's like water, glass effect, then it dries. So yes, that was the thing with that one. But when you're using acrylic, to be honest, it is the downside to acrylic. All acrylics, it's very hard to get around the orange peel problem. But if you get enough paint down, then it's fine. With the black, to be honest, you can put a lot down before it gets runny because it's thick, very, very thick. Even if you thin it 50-50, it's still very thick. So like I did, to be honest, the MIG outer coat. First coat I put down was a little bit like that. Second one in, it was full on heavy coats all over it. Then I hit it straight away with the hairdryer. So to be honest, hold on to the front end of the nose, and I was going around with the hairdryer, continuously turning it on quite a hot setting, and then that way it's got nowhere it can run either. You know, so you're just whacking it on, dry it back, and then do it. So yes, but that's the trouble with all orange peel. It's usually where you haven't got enough paint now. It needs enough paint to be at the level. And enough time.
Okay. Next one's from Kevin Smith, who's managed to post twice. Same question. Hi, Phil and team. We'd like to know a little about the music used in the Flory site. Is it possible to download for personal use? Regards, Kev.
We could sell it. A little single coming out. Well, our quartet.
Is he talking about a happy birthday? We were saying
yeah, is that our happy birthday?
Because I cheated.
We can put it on iTunes. Yes, of course you can use it. We paid for it.
Oh, yeah. Do you own it?
Yes, we had to pay for it.
Somebody...
We used to use Van Halen's Jump. Funnily enough, they got the hump. I don't know if you remember it, but the very early Flory models, it was Van Halen Jump, and I had a very flashy intro. It took me months to do it, and it had all the manufacturers' names would flash up and pictures of built Van Halen Jump. It's brilliant until I got a cease and desist order because, like, you know, EMI, whoever owned them, got the hump because we were using it. So it was. So at that point, we were like, "Oh God!" So now what do you do? You know, and YouTube suddenly then clamped down on everything that's being used and everything else like that. So no, we went off and actually bought a track. So that's why we got about 4 versions of it. We've got the instrumental version, obviously the singing version of it. To be honest, that is quite an old song as well, and now it's quite famous, I think, for us because everyone mentions it. You can find it on YouTube.
And if you look at post 13, you'll find the link there, which Robbie has posted up.
What, from YouTube?
Yeah.
Ah, right, yeah. But if you do want a particular copy, audio one of it, send us a SD thing and I'll chuck it over.
Is there a music video? Go with it.
I think so. Well, it wasn't.
Well, that one is.
What was it?
Happy days.
But yes, we actually own the rights to something. Yes. So yeah, we own the thing to that one.
Okay, post 11 is from Nigel. Hi, Phil and team. Again, once more, I'm asking a question about vinyl parts and names merch. I can advise they bond beautifully using extra thin, but I'm finding cleanup, particularly mold seam removal, a complete nightmare. Any tips, please?
Steve?
If it's mold seam on the vinyl parts, you want to go with quite a fine grade sandpaper. I think if you use too coarse, it just rips in. So go with quite a fine sanding stick, and you should be able to get it off that way. But don't go in coarse or with a knife because it tends to just pull it.
Yeah, that'd be the thing. If you're doing it with a normal sort of sanding stick, just make sure it's fine, so you don't say rip at it. You just need to sand it away very lightly. And again, don't rub it hard. Let the sander do the work. Just lightly go over it, and it'll go through it. If you push down onto it, you're just pulling material that you don't need to take off as well. So that's the thing with all vinyl parts. There can be a pain doing tires, stuff like that. Just let the sander do the work. Don't try and do it yourself, otherwise you're going to make more work because you're going to make more damage to other areas, not just the seam. Do my thing.
So which one you're taking on?
Me? You know what? Oh.
What you could do is you start a new post this evening, spot the difference, and see.
Yeah, who's his who?
Who's his who?
Yeah. Very good. Right, next.
Next is from Glenn. Hi guys, when looking at some of these new kits, it looks like the part count is getting bigger and some of the production is being overcomplicated because of this. So my question is, when you're building, do you cut corners and not put them 500 interior parts in that will never be seen, or do you build it as the plans show? Thanks, have a great day, Glenn in Los Angeles.
Yeah, absolutely, Glenn. I take the easy option every time. Rudder pedals, don't see them, don't use them, unless it's a helicopter or a Heinkel. And you might see them in something like that. But if you can't see it, I don't put it in. Simple as that. It's, you know, some things, obviously, if you've got things like an engine and it's structural, I will do it so you guys can see it do it. But many a time, you know, like the MiGs, not so much that kit, but other ones, you get a full internal engine. So I've built the entire engine, even though you're never going to see it. But that because you get your money's worth out of the kit because you know it's in there. If it was me and a commission back in the day, I won't do it. If you can't see it, you don't get it. You know, because obviously that's time I can spend elsewhere instead of doing it in those particular areas. So, like hero crops, isn't it? That's the way I always describe it. If you want to have something with everything on it and everything detailed, then obviously you can do that, and fair play to you. Or you can just do the overall. You know, it's like doing armor, isn't it? You don't want to do the interior. You don't have to. If you can have it all buttoned up, you know. So, yeah, you worked out, you know, the differences.
No, it's only little things like the silver there, which you're going to put in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the blues around there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be a mile painting it.
Mm.
Or just get Sharpie.
Just Sharpie it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you might as well use stickers, isn't it?
Well, that's why I ended up doing the sticker route. Purely because the decals, there's too much carrier film around the outside, so it makes them really hard to get in. And that's the classic. You see that one in there?
Yeah.
Which I know this is great for the viewers, but it's got so much carrier film with it, it won't go in, because I tried it. So you have to cut all the carrier film off to put it in there, or just stick a sticker in, because the sticker has no carrier film. So that's what I ended up doing. So yes. Yeah.
It's a bit like when you got kits with, you know, if you're doing like an in-flight display, it's like, well, feel guilty about not using the undercarriage, which I paid for, but
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. You know, and also from my point of view, when I'm doing a build review, you know, I did have a member who rightly said, could I still do the gear? But I'm not using it. But then he obviously, if he's building the kit, would like to see the gear being done. But to be honest, the gear on that quite pants and not very good. So, you know, from that point of view, I won't do it on that one. I'd rather detail something else which has got nice gear and I can show all the details of doing it, which I'd like to do as one of those standalone videos. So I intend to do one on undercarriage. So I might borrow the undercarriage off of something quite big and chunky so I can show it better and do it that way.
Like a photo etch Bombay. Or Heinkel.
Yeah. If only I can find it. It probably went with their decals at Christmas. It could have actually. I think some of it is down here in my scratch build.
Remember that? Standalone.
yeah.
Yeah. Ow! Stabbed myself in photo it.
Yeah, he was going to demonstrate how to solder photo etch
Yeah,
as well,
remember
wasn't
that
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I have a legitimate problem with that.
I'll wait for it. No gas.
Still no gas. When the butane thing broke the nozzle off.
We should do the
You've
old-fashioned
got
way.
Trago. Just
Oh, I don't go
100
there. It's full of
yards.
tourists. You have to go there like, you know, the wee hours of the morning. Otherwise, you get mobbed by all the pensioners, especially when they've been having their sail on. You see them piling in and out of
sales
there.
on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Only.
And if you're a pensioner, you get an extra so much up as well. There are hordes of them swarming around the place. It's like,
Well, getting on a bit, you'll be right then.
I'm happy in my mid-40s.
You get further into your 40s later this month, don't you?
No, that's next month.
Or next month.
Next month.
Next month.
Yes.
What are we doing for that?
Okay.
What are we doing for that?
Oh, I don't know.
Open house?
I haven't planned an event, actually.
No, correctly.
Suddenly
turn up.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, I think I'm away that week. That's all right. We can have a few beers.
I'm going to get shot for mine again.
Is it on?
It's close. It's the day after.
Oh, that's close. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't mention it last year. I got away with it. I went the week after, and I was waiting for somebody to say, but nobody did. So, got away with that one.
Airsoft. If you go with
If it's near your birthday, get shot.
Oh, do you?
You purposely get put in the middle of the same
All
circle,
right.
and then everybody just lines up and starts shooting you from
I've
out.
seen the videos on
Yeah.
Facebook.
But unfortunately, the two ladies that were running the day got so busy laughing at me because it was so funny they forgot to blow the whistle.
To say stop.
So I went on a bit longer than what it should have.
2 mags I went through. Take out, you bastard.
Hence the reason I went home. It looked like I'd been peppered.
300 rounds. You look great. It was all right till he sent me the photo. I was like, it's far too graphic. You turn around next time. Like, Jesus. Thought we were doing one of those mirror shots. Oh, for God's sake, wear a towel.
Right, next one's from
I am constantly checking.
Next.
40 minutes to go yet.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Evening, guys. Sorry, it's from Darren in Dublin. Quick question about brushes. I'm looking to build up a set for both detail work and general wear.
You're lucky tonight. We have our resident brush expert in. So, yeah, we're all good.
Well, I'm not really looking to spend a fortune on top-end brushes.
That's for sure.
I was wondering if you could recommend a mid-range.
Oh.
Also, what sizes should I be looking for? I'm a bit confused when I see some of the numbers when I'm looking online, so I find it hard to tell from the pictures what the real-world difference would be between.
Steve, help me here.
That really bad one I've got's gone. I'll tell you what happened to that. It was like 3 hairs, and 3 of them are placed in a different direction. So go on, John. Brushes. You're a brush man. Mid-range, or would you just go high-end, top quality?
You get what you pay for.
Yes.
I do have, as everyone knows by now, the Winsor & Newton Series 7.
Yeah, that's a personal favourite of mine.
Who butchered that?
The state of that.
Thankfully, these aren't the Series 7 ones.
Old faithful there. He's all right.
We could do the pinstripes on there, can we?
Yeah, this is one.
You could do them all at once, right?
Yeah, yeah, it'd be perfect. Yeah, yeah. Let's go
No,
Series
I
7.
use the Winsor & Newton Series 7, as does Steve, I hasten to add. They're 6 or 7 quid a time, which is, but I think I've got 4. I've got the 000, 1 and 2. To be honest, you don't need the 00 because it doesn't hold the brush doesn't hold enough paint.
Especially with acrylic, before it dries.
You can get just as fine a line with a number 2 brush, but they last a lifetime if you look after them properly.
Yeah.
Unlike these.
No, I haven't looked after me Winsor & Newton one. That's because I don't use it. But I must admit, I do quite like these. The old Daler.
And I have a set of them as well.
Rowney.
I hasten to add.
Rooney set, and I've got a number 1, 3, and all the rest of it. And I bought these. I think I even did a review on them. And they're not brilliant because the heads are a bit wobbly. But for the price, I think it was like 6, 7 quid for the pack for the entire set. And you get the old Bob Ross, just a big old brush, which is quite handy for doing dusting as well as like, you know, dry brushing and things like that on the big stuff. But you do get quite a nice set. Here we go, look, we've got more here. I think it's something like that in the set. And but I think they were like a tenner for the set, or sub 10, about $7.99, and they're quite nice if you didn't want to spend a fortune on professional stuff. So.
And they don't lose the hairs either.
What, these?
Yeah.
No, I haven't done that. It's just I had one of the heads fall off, but that might be because it was in soak a while, like a month. Face down. Look at one of your brushes. But yes, I must admit, was it Sandro sent us all the stuff at Christmas? Yes. I must admit, I have got it here, waiting and he did send us, bless his heart,
Yep.
Airbrush, brush restorer and cleaner. Yeah.
I've not had the joy, because I've not been modelling, I've not had the joys of doing it.
I thought that was that MP stuff then when I saw that one.
What, screen wash? Do you want something else? We'll do a live test. See if you can renovate that. Yeah. Here we go.
So the cleaner, do you just use that neat or do you dilute it?
This is the restorer, that's the cleaner. So we're assuming, I think use it neat.
Probably says to decant it first so you don't contaminate the pot. Shut up.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it?
Oh, you're ruining. He's killed me for us. The bristles have just all fallen out. You killed it.
Well, hold on, that's right.
Jeff!
We'll try the other one.
Jeff! You've murdered him. He's like 3 stumps.
Alright, this one will be
Come on,
fine.
yeah, I've probably just improved it. You probably have more paint now.
Well, that's probably that's just paint that's come off there. Well, it's live testing as far as like the. See,
That
See?
one worked, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, yeah. To be honest, there is actually a thing here. I have got all my brushes here, and the reason they are sort of like this, both the metal ones, I keep them separate, is because I was going to get them one day, get them all out and do them. But now I've got an Adam. Everyone needs an Adam. You can do them.
it's therapy, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is good.
Can I have a nice point on the end, please?
Yeah, well, I'm just getting all the crap off it.
Well, it might take a while.
Yeah.
Well, I've got 2 brush pots. I've got one which is all my nice brushes in for detail work and what have you, and then I've got my older brushes for dry brushing, mixing paint.
Is it worth it?
He's an old friend, that one.
Is he?
I've had him many a year. Me and him go all the way back when I was a lad on the farm. Right, next question.
Next question is from Paul. It's only his 4th post.
Well, I might go better than that one.
Hi guys, new to the site.
Like a hairdo.
First question on the live show from me. I'd be interested to know what flat, clear stroke varnish you guys use and would recommend. I've been using extra acrylics and micro scale flat on off for several years with different results. No matter indifferent results. No matter how I try and apply it, it always seems to dry satin. I used both products on some rally car seats last week and they looked like leather. I've purchased some Tamiya XF86 this week, but I've yet to try it. I don't use flat varnishes often for car building, but they're just,
No, it's just
but is there a reliable product in the market? Thank you and keep up the great work and entertainment.
Right, okay. Personally, you're quite right. XF86, which is Tamiya flat, I think is the best out there. If you spray it from a slight distance, you can go dead flat. If you just want a normal flat, then you can just do it normally 50-50, thin it, you're good to go. If you want something with plenty of bite, then actually the acrylic resin from Vallejo, which I think I've got one here, which is this one, which is the 100% acrylic resin flat varnish, which is number 7520. That I tend to use if I'm going to need it to give me grip, perhaps with a wash. So something that is actually got some physical texture to it. So if you want something to be really nasty and dirty and things like that, then I would use this almost neat because it gives you great texture. Just be careful though, again, light dusty coats, and don't overdo it, otherwise it'll turn white because you'll get that talc effect. Things tend to turn white. But yeah, that's my 2 go-to paints. How we do it?
They're never great to start with, will they?
Well, no, yeah. Bob Ross will be proud.
Oh yeah.
Okay, next question
She
is from John Hanna. Hi all, when building a model, especially armour, how do you decide how far to build before painting? I'm building the Airfix 140 Jackal at the moment for the group build. It was advised by someone to paint first, then build. Due to all the nooks and crannies when starting the model, I noticed after painting 90% of parts separately, that it could have, in fact, built 75% of the model and then painted it, saving a lot of time. Is it a case of it comes with experience when looking at the instructions, or is there a rule of thumb to go by? Cheers, Medeers.
I'll tell you what, I'm amazed how clumsy he is. He's freaking hopeless. Oh, I thought Mel was bad. Sorry, he's tipped it all over the paperwork there.
No, that's all good.
Steve, you're probably the best one.
Yeah, over time you'll learn by looking at a model, how you go about painting and assembling it. Just looking at a model, think which would be the easiest way of doing it. For example, I'll go with the one I'm building at the moment, the Cougar. Assemble the lower half, paint the interior, put the top half of the hull on, and then I painted it, but it was just the hull. The wheels were off, all the aerials were off. That way it makes it easier for me getting the airbrush in there and access with a paintbrush. So I always think, are you going to be able to paint it? For a tank, for example, I'll tend to assemble the lower hull, and then I'll paint the lower hull before I put the wheels on, and then I'll put the tracks on, because it makes it easier. And also you have to think, has it got side skirts? If it's got side skirts, well, you definitely have to paint the lower hull first, put your tracks, paint your wheels, put them on, and then you need to put your side skirts on. So try and break the model down and just look what's got to be easier when it comes to painting it. That's it.
Cracking, brilliant. Yeah, to me, I always go with armour more than I do other things, as far as I possibly can, building wise, then paint it. So for instance, we've got obviously the Terminator down here. This is now ready for its sand color. Will be done completely in the sand, and then obviously we're going to then come in and do the splinter work and all the bits and pieces. All right, once that's all done, then we'll come along and stick the wheels on, the tracks on, the bits and pieces, because we need to get the side skirts on. So when we do weathering, it's all universal. So if we weather it off, we could end up with a problem where like the side panels are a different color to the rest of it and the various bits and pieces. But when it comes as well to tools, lumps and bumps, I tend to put as many as I possibly can on there first. And if you can see, but around the back, I haven't put the tools on the back here yet, but I probably will, because I've looked at a couple of references and they tend to put them on and then spray it whilst they're in situ. So I intend to do roughly the same. But with armour, one thing I learned, like when I did the ship as well, when we were doing the carrier, I overcomplicated because I did everything in subsections, pre-painted it, then I put it together, then I had to spray it again anyway. So to make it sort of all blend together. So I really did a lot of things twice and spent too much time messing around with them instead of just getting on with it. So especially with armour, I tend to do as much as I possibly can before, you know, and then get it painted, and then I'll go around afterwards and hand paint things and touch them in. Yeah, that would be my way. Anybody else do anything different?
That's the way I'm doing my tiger. I've got to that stage.
Yeah.
And I haven't painted anything yet.
Do you put the tools on as well?
I haven't yet. And I wasn't going to. I was going to do them separately and then put them on.
There's two trains of thought of that. You can paint all your tools and then obviously stick them on, and hopefully they'll all match in, or you just put them all on, prime it, paint it, so all your catches are all part of the camo, and then when you paint, you free paint afterwards. So I've done both methods, and I prefer to stick it all on.
Yeah.
And then paint it afterwards.
Which is the same way as I did on the Sherman. And I tried it that way. I put all the tools on, then painted it, and then painted the tools whilst they're on there, which is actually easier and faster. Because otherwise, when you put them on, you get the glue marks. So trying to stick them down, or PVA, stuff like that. And also, I think it's quicker, just generally.
And if you like shading, then you stick on a tool that's all brand new, it just looks a bit odd.
And don't forget, with your World War II stuff, sometimes they'll have, when it's first made, it'll come out of its assembly plant, they'll put all new tools on, you can see all the colours, but if it's moved to another area of Europe, they might change the camouflage, and they're not going to take all the tools off, they just got to throw the paint on. and cover over all the tools. So yeah, have a look at that, especially if, for example, if you took something from Germany that went out to North Africa. If you think that tank, they're getting it from A to B as quick as possible, and then once it hits North Africa, they give all the crews, there you are, some paint, put some petrol in the thing, and then slap it over the Airbrush.
Yeah.
So they just go over top of all the tools. They won't take all the tools off because that's time consuming. It's a matter of getting your camo paint on as quick as possible.
And then we're back to doing invasion stripes, but we all know they got rulers out and they masked it. They didn't just paint them on. This was the Army Air Force, Royal Air Force, for God's sake. Get that stripe, that's definitely too wonky. Repaint it. But yes. So check you out.
I found that out when I did my sticker, because they were all shipped over to North Africa in the European camo, and they just sprayed or slapped on the sand colour over the top, because you still see the two shades of.
Well, you look at the 190s, especially, and it does look like somebody did it with a spray can. That's because they did do it with a spray can, you know, and that's how it was. And also the thing is, like I think it was the Fokker Wolf, wasn't it? The 190s. The wings were made in one factory and the fuselage in another, and then to sort of blend them in a bit, they would just do. That's why you get the motley stuff all over it, and that's why they are surrounding them and all over the place, because it is literally there. Just spray it on to try and blend the wing section to the body and all the rest of it, and things like that.
And don't forget as well that they'd run out of certain paints, so it was just a matter of mixing what they had at the time to throw on the tank.
Yeah,
I've known there's numerous people have always come up with it. When they're going out to North Africa, they put them in Italy, and then they spray them, take them in a proper paint shop and spray everything so it's all nice and neat, which is a load of crap. So don't worry. It's like tank tracks. It could be worth, if you depend on what scheme. Use a sponge, put a dab of the camo paint on the tracks, because if they're spraying it all over, it'll go all over the tracks as well. So they might have a little bit of paint lurking in the tracks, so just adds another bit more interest to your weathering.
All right. Thank you for that.
There we go. See, that's it with this one. Just slap it all on.
Yeah.
Right. Next one is from. Again, apologise if I pronounce your name. It's either Joanna or Johanna. Hi guys, I like to watch Phil's daily vlogs. Why are there no vlogs or from the bench, or give it a name, videos from the other team members? Just a thought.
Why is there not?
I've got a good one. So like Phil's got all these very expensive cameras that he uses for his vlogs. Being on the team, Phil won't supply us with cameras, so we can't.
I thought you got your own cameras.
Actually, it's not that good for videoing.
Oh, is it not?
Oh,
Just
yeah. So blame Phil.
Oh, it's mine. And also,
Your fault.
all my fault. You know, I do this, and I'm sort of got used to it as well. It's not easy having a camera thrown in front of your face and just trying to wing it, as I do on a daily basis. And you've got, obviously, there is a little bit of editing and the various bits and pieces.
Have you seen some of his angry ones? They're hilarious. He's had a bad day. Let's rip, and you're like, wow.
Then has to come back after the weekend.
And then apologise.
I may have been a little bit hasty.
That's the bit where I get people that are you all right? You were a bit angry.
Yeah.
And I was like, what was I? It's a bloody insect. No, anyway, I'm fine now. The meds have worked. My prescribed tranquilizers, and I'm okay. Yes. But no, the thing is, I know what people have said, and we've had this before and all the rest of it, but it's a lot of pressure with the camera. And the last thing I want to do with the guys as well, they do so much behind the scenes that nobody really sees, especially Steve. You know, he's an absolute blinder on the forum doing all his bits and pieces. But the bit where you start doing videos, as you guys have probably know and appreciate, it starts something. And then when you start, it's a way of life almost. And sometimes it can take what is a fun hobby and just having generally a bit of fun and turn it into something a lot more. Okay, and I think some of you guys who've done commission work and stuff like that will appreciate that. You know, it's all very fun doing it as a hobby, but when it's your business or your job, or people are expecting you to produce material or videos and vlogs and things like that, it can take the fun off of it. And the last thing I want to do is put pressure on the guys because they do far too much as it is. Me, I'm just the martyr and all the rest of it. And I will be hopefully be taking a little bit of a more restful after this month, I'm being a little bit laid back because, as I say, doing 18-hour days, 7 days a week, and that was sort of taking its toll after the other week. So,
oh yeah,
yeah. So yeah.
Yes, he has to actually put his slippers on and come down to the office.
You glad you don't have to do
Yeah.
this job.
At least with your job though, you can finish it and go home. That's the difference. That's it.
You need someone with critical injuries, yeah?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Because, you know, time's up and going out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, sort yourself out.
So your legs hanging off, but you know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
it.
time.
The thing is, you save lives. What do you do?
Yeah.
Well, this is it.
You know, but you're at a bad time.
Yeah. So, no. But yes, the old work life balance went a bit
It's
out
like
the window.
somebody forced him to do this in the job.
Yeah.
Twisted his arm.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, what can I say? Right, next.
Next one is from Alan Stillwell. Hi, Phil and gang. Hope you're all fit and well. Looking forward to this evening, especially part 2. Question for Question for John.
Brushes.
Did you have any luck with the missing parts for your Badger?
No.
Next question.
No, it sort of burst the bubble with it, really. You know what I mean? It's back in the box. I have been looking on eBay, but to buy another kit, and it's 30 odd quid just for one sprue that's...
Yeah, but technically, if you buy another kit, you won't need it.
Well, no, that's true.
Well, as long as it's all complete, you'll be all right.
Well, yeah. Yeah, as long as the same bit's not missing in that one.
Here's a batch.
Yeah. Can you send me the batch number, please?
Yeah,
Make sure it's
that's it.
different ones.
So it wasn't a new kit.
It wasn't a new kit. It was all sealed in the bags.
Right.
I got it from Telford.
Right. How old?
One of the second-hand
Right.
kit stalls, but the bags weren't open. But yeah, I just plodded on with it blindly, and then when I was looking for bits, couldn't find them.
You know
Realised
what you could have done? You could have done a cut-through section of it. This is what the interior looks like from this side.
I could do, I suppose. But if you've ever seen the kit, there's no interior on it. Scratch build.
What's wrong with that then? Really crack on.
Yeah, can't you scratch build the missing
Yeah, you're a modeler, not an assembler, so get modeling.
It's on the back burner.
You're doing a great job here.
Isn't it?
Right. This one's from Rob, and we answered this earlier on, didn't we? Hi guys, help, help, help. I'm doing a 148 Academy Sukhoi flanker, and I'm trying to match the blues with Tamiya paint. Could you please advise? Thanks.
No.
Extra with a dark blue.
Was it?
Yeah.
Hey, you dug it out and you went, oh look, Sukhoi blue.
It's very close, isn't it? Yeah, it's only by fluke. Me and John were down Hobbycraft, and I picked this one up. I was like, oh look, that's very close to flanker blue. That's flanker blue, which is X14. But the trouble is, Tamiya is never going to be your go-to paint for doing Russian colours. There's lots of ones out. Akan would be your best bet. They've got all the colours, and you can buy flanker, isn't it? They do it as flanker.
Yeah.
As a set.
I bought it at Telford, the SU27 set.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah,
one
in the
SU33 as well.
in the UK, Coastal Craft Models,
Oh,
they
so
sell all the different sets that you can get, and they more than likely will have the flank colours in. So just buy the set.
If I do this, I don't speak. So I've been given a job.
Trying to keep him quiet.
Yeah, I don't fuck all until 9 o'clock.
So yes, but yeah, ACAN, I would recommend if you're going to be doing Russian stuff, then go down that route because their colours are spot on. They come pre-weathered, some of them as well, which are pretty nice, and various things like that. So yeah, that would be my thing, rather than going down the Tamiya route because trying to get Tamiyas to match it, very, very hard indeed. So yes, that would be my thing. Next.
Up on 10, you did.
We're still on page 1 then?
Nope, now we're on page 2.
Oh, right.
Right, this one's from Stuart. Hi chaps, hope you're all well. Having a little problem with my Evo airbrush. Seem to have poor air pressure flow when operating the airbrush. Compressor air supply is good, but seems to be losing air pressure at the airbrush end. No air leaks apparent. Any ideas? Is something amiss internally in the airbrush? Kind regards, Stu.
When you're saying low air, does that mean when you're pulling the trigger or pushing down, you're just getting hardly any air coming out, or which way? The only thing it may sound like you've got the wrong nozzle with the wrong air cap. When we say that, I'll get this apart. It's when if you've got the brass bit, which is your air nozzle, okay, and the cap, which is the end point. If you've got like a 0.2 with a 0.4 or 6 nozzle in, it won't have enough room to let the air out because the air comes from the outside. Okay, so what will happen is, actually, I might be able to demonstrate this. Find the 0.4. We can do, I don't know if it'll work this way. It might do. Thing is, I'll probably get them mixed up. But the thing is, if you put in a 0.4 brass bit into a 0.2 silver end cap, then there's hardly any gap around the nozzle, so it can't actually get any air to expel. And I have done that in the past. You forget you're getting the wrong way round. That's if you have got a 0.4 or a 0.6 with a 0.2, because the air cap, I think the 0.6 and the 0.4 is the same, but the 0.2 is a different size. The hole on the end is your giveaway. It's the hole in here. If you look into it, it literally just fits the tip of the nozzle will fit through it. But if it goes all the way in, then it's round the wrong way, because it'll just push through and it will seal the end, so you won't get enough air coming out of it. So that is the problem. Or you've gone from a 0.4, as we know, sounds like a hairdryer going, compared to a 0.2. That'll be the difference as well. So if I just show, it was in the video that I did the other day, but let me just stick this in here.
What you could try first is take the needle out, take the nozzle off, and just make sure you
get an air through it. So all we'll do, like here, this is. Here's the thing. Obviously, that is the 0.4 in there.
What's the models?
That's
Do you know what they're here?
nah, it's just stuff like that. So that's the difference. Where's my other? Is that one working? Bit shorter, but you get the point. So 0.4, 0.2. You can hear the difference. That is purely because one's dumping a lot more. It was in yesterday's daily vlog. I put up about the actual airflow and how much comes through. So if you've got a 0.2 in there, it will sound a lot more quiet and not a lot more going through than a 0.4. So yes.
Next one from Ian Smythe. Hello, soon to be chilly, snow and rainy Montreal.
He turned posh on us. Smythe. Ian Smythe from Montreal.
That was a what?
Well, perhaps we're wrong. We'd be calling Ian Smith.
No real question today. I just want to say hello to Phil, Sid, and Steve, and everyone at Flory World HQ and the Northern Fog.
What time was that say?
Was said on here an hour ago.
Okay.
Next one from Josh. What is a good alternative for gunship grey? I'm going to start working on Rebel's 148B1 Lancer soon, and I'm not finding a lot of companies that make gunship grey.
pretty much everybody does it. Tamiya does a good one actually. XF24 is Gunship Grey, pretty damn close to it. But you should be able to find it, and most people do Gunship Grey. It's quite a common colour. Guns do it. Find the colour thing. My Bible. Where it is? There it is. Oh. So, let's have a quick look. See. Dearly beloved. Where are we? That's UK. UK colours. UK. Everybody else.
Just going to come up with it first. One's electronical, one's through his Bible, and the other one's through a page.
Yeah, that's it. So I was just trying to see what it is in Gunship Grey in Model Air 055. Is their equivalent to Gunship Grey. And then everybody else's.
So they don't have one that's called Gunship Grey.
Vallejo don't. 055. Well, you're not calling it that? But they've changed its designation.
Probably on the other
page. Guns, if you go down that road, is H305.
That's model colours you're looking at there. Model Air's on the other side, I think, yeah.
So it was on the other page.
So anyway, your federal standard number for its cross reference is 36118. Gunship Grey. Anyone else's? Just have another bit of paper with all the designations for each colour, but yeah.
Well, they're calling it black grey.
Or grey green if you go by their old numbers of it. Yeah. I've used it quite a lot on a lot of their ones. So yes. 005 Gunship Grey, yeah. Federal standard 36118. 36118 gold. Ghost. Medium. This Model Air, the new ones. If you
want to go for model colour, it's 163.
Right. So yes, I don't know quite why they've. Looks like they've changed some of the names since my old list down here to the newer ones. So yeah.
Oh, look, even Steve's doing it there.
Yes. Oh, he's on his paint chip thing.
Yeah, but God, somebody's colourblind, whoever put it together.
That'd be me then.
I'm being honest, I don't know how well you can see that, but for Gunship Grey, all the weird and wonderful colours and greens and.
Yeah, brilliant.
There's Gunship Grey chip, and that's what they've matched it with. Gee,
Yeah.
ways, come on.
A winner to me.
That's how it bad. So just go with something that's roughly right. Cause don't forget the sun will fade it, so
Yeah.
you'd have to be spot on.
Oh yes. Don't worry about it too much. Say Gunship Grey fades, but Tamiya Root, XF24 are the ones we spoke about. The gun stuff's really nice. 305. So yes. Oh, well, loads of it up there actually. 2 bottles up there. Okay.
Next question is from John. Hello, guys.
You don't know how close you were to his tornado then.
That would be outside food.
Yeah, I knew. I knew it as soon as I said it.
Looking forward to another great show tonight. Hi, Phil. I'm following your MiG-21 build with great interest as I am working on Edward's MiG-21 PMF version. On this version, the canopy has a rubber seal along the framework. Do any of you have any tips as the best way to replicate this seal? Thanks a lot, guys.
Actually, what I just had, if you get some ultra thin tape, which I can't remember where this thing, Zeus is it or something he calls it? Yeah, that's the stuff. you can get this stuff. This is a thick one there, but I've got down here, and it goes down to stupid thin. Like that's I think that's like 0.3 mil. But yeah, it's AIZU tape. You can literally, and this stuff, because it's a thin, it bends. It goes around curves and corners, and it actually isn't a far off colour from the rubber seal anyway, because it's in that sort of buffy colour. And you can just run that round, and then literally all you do is hit it with a little bit of gloss or like future. Just touch it, and it will capillary action go round, and that'll hold it in as well, so it won't dry and peel.
Yeah, you can get some decal companies do them as well, don't they?
Yeah.
Furboard decals, I think they do a range of like
seal colours. Yeah. Or the other way, of course, is mask it, but then you have to be really on the ball with that. To make sure you don't overstretch it. So yes.
Next one's from Simon. Great show, lads. Non-modelling related question tonight. Why on earth have they stopped building the Land Rover Defender?
Yeah, but isn't it coming out in a new guise though? It's just a new version of it. It don't actually stop the Defender. It's just the last of the old original 90 series, isn't it? And this is the new one coming out.
It's to do with emissions, isn't it? So,
I don't know, probably. All gets a bit complicated at that point. Yes, but it's still coming back, isn't it? It's just going to be a new guise.
So I was writing for cheap for years.
An Audi and everyone fiddle the emissions.
Yeah, that's it. We've got a bit quiet over that, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why am I paying 400 odd quid for bloody road tax? Surely you could fiddle my emissions on that. No more than a Polo.
Next one's from Ben. Evening, gents. First time I've watched the live show for a long time. Hope you're all well. Currently working on the Tamiya 148 Mosquito Night Fighter, plus the usual assortment of figures. Winter Spark Compass 1.7 347P and going for a natural metal finish. Question: which paint to use, Vallejo or AK?
Okay, this is going to be my big thing with this particular kit.
it said it was from Ian Smith. Please tell them it's Smith,
Smith.
but with a Y.
The big thing is the AK stuff is beautiful stuff to use, and I think I say it with when we get to this part of it, which will be up next week or tomorrow even. They've both got their place. That's the whole point to this. If you are an acrylic painter and you spend a little bit of care and take a little bit of time, I think you can recreate a beautiful metal finish on the model. Okay, but it's never going to be as good as I think the hot products like AK stuff. But I love the way that goes down. I love the way that there's no smell whatsoever. I love the way you can handle it, and I've handled that a lot. And it's you lot all over, you grab your hands over it, and it's still on it. Dropped it, and he's even dropped it. And it's like hard as like Dulux stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it is really really nice stuff to work with, but you do have to learn to use it. You do need to actually thin it a little bit, I think, for best results. I think you need to put down very light coats, where with the AK stuff, you can just chuck it down and go with it. If you're talking the bigger scales, and I'm thinking like 32nd, 24th, stuff like that, I think I'll go down the AK route though. It'll look better.
The good thing about Vallejo, you can brush it as well. Really does like being brushed up.
Yeah. Absolutely, because you've been brushing it as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant stuff.
Yeah, because Adam did all the small parts for the guys down here for the droids, and they absolutely look dog's danglies.
But it goes on, lovely. It really does.
Good for dry brushing as well, which you won't be out. So if you're on a budget, I'd rather go for Vallejo, which jack of all trades, whereas AK, which is really just for airbrushing.
Yeah, yeah. My summing up, to be honest, which will be with this stuff, is if somebody had a gun to my head, I would go down the Vallejo road.
We can do that.
Okay.
So we can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Imagine you lot all around me. After 9 o'clock. So I would literally say, if somebody said to me, right, I can only make one choice, I'd say Vallejo, because there's far more pros to the Vallejo stuff than there is cons. And the big ones is smell, handleability, masking. What? 3 bits is gone. But literally, masking this up as well was an absolute dream. I didn't detack it. I just chucked it down by the end of this for putting these panels in, the various bits and pieces, and I had no problem with it at all. No peel, no issue, or anything whatsoever. So I'm really, really happy with how it came out. It just doesn't have that luster that the AK stuff has. So that's the only drawback to it. So yes.
You also asked, would you tackle any of Rebel's 172nd U-boats to add to your naval collection? Great weather and opportunity and nice and easy to build.
Probably not, purely because where would I put it? We'd have to go up there. Wreck me TIE Fighter collection. So yes, I don't know, probably a little bit big for me to do something that scale. They are very nice though, and the guy who did the one for the Silent, the interiors and the various bits and pieces and scratch built everything, amazing, stunning. That's a real art form on its own. So yes, can't see one of those coming out quickly, if I'm honest.
Ian Smith again. Hi lads, talking about Vallejo polyurethane primer. I have no problems with it. I put it on with my Badger 105 with a 0.35 needle at about 25 psi, and it goes on fine. I apply it like you said way back, by dusting it on first, then coming back and putting on a full coat. Also, I bought 6 or 7 bottles of it after you gave it the thumbs up.
Look, we all make mistakes. I am just human.
6 or 7 does seem a touch excessive, doesn't it?
How many did you get?
I just bought the massive 2
giant bottle. Yes.
But I mean, it does go down all right. There's nothing wrong with it. It just, you can't sand it easily. It just takes ages. But it went down fine for me. No problem at all. And I loved it. And when I went over the top of it, you know, it's a lovely finish. It does what it says on the bottle. But if you want to go back on a seam line,
That's right.
like I did, then you're going to struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when I did the testing as well, when I do the testing and show it, it's because I don't go back. You're just putting it down, and that's it. As I say, the bit where you're like, okay, so let's go back now and make a fault or a mistake that's been happened, then you're stuffed because it will skin. You can't blend it. You can't sand it.
Will it dry eventually, though?
Well, this is it. I don't think it will.
Should we have a go?
Because Buster, when he had a strip back many moons ago, it was still tearing off of him. And
Was it?
yeah, and he'd had it down for 6 months. It was
Well,
still.
it's a plastic coating. Basically.
So, yeah, it's going to be fine in like 20 years.
I'll get this question in before we let Adam loose.
Right.
So it's 9 o'clock. Hello, Phil, and the rest of the guys there. Phil, I sent you some question about some days ago on the main site about thinning the styrene res with isopropyl alcohol. I don't know if you've read it, and I'll ask it again here. He went to a pharmacy and bought a 100ml bottle of IPA.
Sorry, yeah.
He thinned a 120ml bottle of Steinowis with it, 20% roughly, and it turned into a thick, gluey stuff. I suppose I cannot use it anymore. I don't know what happened. I was lucky that it did not happen inside the airbrush. I've heard you lots of times, the actual thinning method. So I also did it, but the only thing that makes me sad is a gift from a very good friend in the forum. Isopropyl or isopropanol alcohol, are they the same? I don't know.
Nor do I, from a chemical point of view. The only thing is, if you put obviously lacquer thinners into certain paints, they turn to glue. So I use isopropanol, which is that one.
Google it.
Okay. But the thing is, normally they have a percentage, but this one hasn't. Bearing in mind, I've had this one.
Can we taste it?
10 years, yeah, you'd be fine with that. But you get different percentages of it. So you get like a 99% one, 95% one, I don't know exactly how they.
Like it's got one like that, and it's like 99%.
Yeah, I think this was the 99% one. So yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I don't know what they've given you.
If is a chemist going to give you that stronger?
What,
That's
99?
the only thing.
Yeah.
No, it's about 80% from a chemist.
Well, perhaps
They call it rubbing alcohol as well.
Yeah.
It will be the big industrial.
A small bottle like that is probably.
Because I must admit, they do say in the chemist, isn't it? And I don't know if this is something to do, but I've got a friend of ours who's a chemist, and they said to me about they couldn't give me any because apparently they use it in the manufacturing of cracks of cane. It's the cutting base or something for it. So all the pharmacists now are not allowed to sell, to members of the public. So they were told, you know, it's a bit of a faux pas, because that's what you used to do. And they used to have a big one and like pour in a bottle for you and away you went. So I went on eBay, you know, because that's basically on eBay, and I bought this one, and lo and behold, I had a notification from eBay about a week after I'd got it saying that the seller had been removed because it was an illegal item to be sold on eBay.
Yeah, but you can still buy it on eBay.
I know, because that's the thing, yeah. But I don't.
If I remember, one of the guys who comes to the meeting was saying that he went to a chemist and asked for, I think, about a litre of it, and they won't sell it in because it's used for making bombs.
Oh, so crack cocaine and bombs.
Yeah.
So, you know, if anybody would like to buy this,
Safe hobby.
I'll put this back in my sealed, locked storage area. That's definitely not kept in the studio.
I get mine from a company down in Cornwall. It does plastics and
Paddy and Son explosives.
Came from, somewhere near Froome. From by eBay.
Yeah.
It was only about £6 for a bloody.
Yeah, that wasn't expensive. No, that's right. Yeah, 5 litres wasn't expensive at all. But I'm just getting back originally on track. What was it? If you put certain things, I'll tell you what, let's just try a little bit whilst we do that. Let's see to make this do what I think it's going to do. I'm going to ruin one of your brushes, man. Let's see what it does with self-leveling thinners, because self-leveling thinners doesn't like certain things. So, you do the next question.
It's a question which Adam is
well, right.
expertly poised to answer, I think.
Go
on. This is from Krista. Hello, gang. Chris here. Any thoughts about Vallejo brush cleaner and restorer?
Wow. well,
just so happens.
I think it's awesome stuff. Because looking at the state of your brushes,
nothing wrong with them.
They were pretty shag, but that has brought it back. Not only the bristles, but you get the dry paint, it never comes off. It was just wiping off lovely. And that stuff, the conditioner, it's a really nice feel to it. It does feel like, you wouldn't, would you? But when you can yeah. From what I can see, on a 30-second test, and I don't know, a couple of days on the line, it might, I'll be wrong, but yeah, I think that's brilliant stuff. Really like it. So that's my thoughts. So the way you abuse brushes, I'm thinking if it can do that for you, then it must be good.
Must be good. So there we go. As approved. We have a new thing now. Adam approves it. As approved by Adam.
You've just spent 10 minutes cleaning.
Yeah. You have to do it again.
Is it going gluey?
Can't tell, to be honest.
So while you're still doing that, we've got another question from Nigel.
Right.
Do you think the future of model making is here for the next 50 years or so? Can model manufacturers bring in a new generation of model makers, and do you think they are up to the challenge? I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, Nigel.
Okay, well, we'll let Steve sing. I'm not quite sure what he's doing. It sounds like he's stirring a...
I'm having a go at mixing some
or something.
IPA and Steinol res.
Oh, well, that's all right. I'm currently doing lacquer thinners.
Well, I'll do the IPA then. And then
right, IPA. It's definitely thicker, but it hasn't done what I thought it would do in terms of glue.
Here we go.
But Well, it's not actually. It's pretty similar to what's in here anyway.
Brush.
Because I must admit, going back to it, I just give it a good squirt of bloody thinners and job's done. And it thins it out, spray it, no problem at all. I thought this would turn to glue, but it hasn't. It's definitely thicker, but it hasn't done total thickness.
Yeah, that stuff turns for later, doesn't it?
Yeah, to glue. We'll try that as well. You can clean your brush.
Anyway, mixed ear into that
question,
isn't it?
Yeah. So right, going back to the other question.
Yeah, it will still be here.
I think it will be. They're trying very hard to get kids back into this and all the rest of it. But the thing is, at the end of the day, we find a colour I'm hardly going to use. Let's use orange.
I know probably 20, 25 years ago, I used to get scale aircraft modelling all the time. And I remember there was articles in there all the time of the hobby's dying out. It's never going to last. It's still here, stronger than ever.
Yeah.
No, perfectly fine with and that's about 99% IPA, and it's mixed with Steinel res perfect. So that's one good thing. So you're all right mixing them two.
Here we go. This is turned to glue.
Yeah, Steinel res, yeah.
So yeah, don't mix your model air with lacquer thinners, because like this is just turned to glue. It's really thickened up.
No.
It's a bomb. But yeah, safer. But there we go. This is Model Air. Oh, sorry. I'm miles away. This is Model Air in here, which is now really thick and pretty horrible. Okay, consider it's usually like milk. And as you can see, it's covered and everything. And that's because you put self-leveling thinners, which is a lacquer thinner, into Model Air. So it clearly hates it with a vengeance. But Steinel res actually doesn't look too bad. It's still running around in here quite nicely.
Yeah, it's perfect with IPA. There's no problem. Just
yeah. I think I sold you a Duff one.
Yeah.
Clean the one first then.
No one says cleaner.
Well, I'll just go straight to the old one. It's like using micro set and salt. Decanting. Have you seen my mini pipette?
What did you call me?
A decanter.
Oh, sorry.
the little tiny pipettes.
What?
Ah,
Oh, they're Gucci, aren't they?
very Gucci. We were sent those when we got sent all the AK stuff.
And how much are they?
I don't know, I got them as a freebie. They sent us when they sent us the entire range of the AK stuff.
All right for some.
Because on eBay you can buy.
Hey, you did all right.
Pennies.
You got them. Mr. Hard Done By up there did all right. Right, next question.
This is from.
That's all right.
That's funny.
Oh.
From Shane. Hi guys, I was wondering if you have any recommendations on your go-to places to buy cheap aftermarket parts and kits. I'm enjoying the site and loving the group build. Keep up the good work.
Cheap kits, creative models have some very good deals. If you just happen to be there at the right time, they do some good stuff. Cheap aftermarket stuff. Steve mentioned earlier about Hobby Link Japan.
No, Lucky Model.
Lucky Model in Hong Kong, because as I say, you get free shipping, and sometimes they do special deals as well. That's always a good one. Any others?
Shane's in Brisbane. I'd imagine that's.
Yeah, it'd be $1 for him. That's positively down the road, isn't it? Steve, anywhere else you think of? 8-ball model
in Australia. I got Lucky Models, probably your best bet.
Yeah.
And keep an eye out on eBay in Australia, and that's probably, don't be afraid, get a second-hand kit, or there's always people selling bits of the stash off. if you take if you're not in a rush to get out, you will pick up a bargain now and again.
Yeah, I think that is the key. Like, I was talking to one of the members a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying about obviously price of kit's really expensive and all the rest of it. And like I said to him, if you wait and just hang around, don't be just get a kit, because sometimes you can pick up some real bargains. And also, if you just mention you might want one in the forum and stuff like that, somebody might have one kicking in their stash. They're never going to build, and get back what they paid for it or something. Do it that way.
Or if you're in the UK, another good one is join the model club.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I do. I join the model club.
Yeah, but the trouble is, he's in Australia.
Yeah.
Still that thing about international
you
shipping.
could say if you were in the UK.
Yeah, but hopefully there may be some news on that coming. Probably not going to be this month now. Maybe in December.
That's a long way away.
Not December, March even. There may be an official announcement then. They're still trying to work it out and trying to get some kinks sorted out and the various things, but obviously we do want to offer it worldwide at the end of the day. Well, that's what I'm pushing for. So that's very good.
It's nice.
I'm actually impressed with that. That's really good. Now, can you work your magic on that?
Just out of interest.
Let's see how it does on that one. Like a bullet.
Just out of interest.
Wait for it. It's going to melt itself in.
He's going to have a look.
Yeah.
He's going to see if he's going to do it.
All right.
Yeah. Right, next.
Next,
I thought he was about
well, I'll read this out, but I don't quite understand what he's meaning.
Go on.
Right.
Yeah, this is from Paul. Hi lads, why not try a live sprue to bag test to see how long it takes to either all sprues in one bag or separate bags for each sprue?
Oh, I know what he means.
Oh,
Yeah, I do.
How long it takes to bag?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. Should at least be entertaining after a few beers.
Right, okay. Well, we'll try that later. Because I've got zillions upstairs. In fact, I can actually prove that. I've got 12,000 upstairs because the delivery came in the other day. So, yes. No problem there.
Right, next one is from Paul again, Paul Selwood.
I don't know what's doing it.
Hello, Phil and team. Everybody, is anyone planning on buying the Star Wars Helmet Collection magazine from D'Agostini? Their 1/5 scale might be useful for practice with the airbrush, or would you rather save your money and buy a kit instead? Great show as always, guys.
Now, funny enough, Steve spoke to me about this. Well, I'd say he's got his hand up. We'll let him go first.
Yeah, I've gone for it because I think they look quite good, and they're not too bad actually for what you get.
Yeah, I must admit, Steve.
Have you got one?
I
Yeah.
have, yeah. I'll go and get it.
All right, we'll cut back to you because we don't want to look at your bum.
My missus was going to buy me.
There he
the
goes.
first one.
Watch everyone. Like Usain Bolt. Yes. I must admit, Steve messaged me. I think the advert came on the telly or something. And I got a text from him saying, "Have you seen?" And it was like, "No." So I must admit, I went off and had a look, and it was like, "Yeah, actually, they do look nice. They're a good size because they're not going to take up tons of room and all the rest of it." Although I must admit, I haven't bitten the bug.
My missus was going to get me the Darth Vader. That was,
Yeah.
I think you've got to be careful with some of them because they like doing that. You could get that big scale Lancaster, couldn't you? You can build, but when you actually price it up, it's best part of £900.
Millennium Falcon, wasn't it? The
Yeah.
studio scale one.
Yeah.
Huge amount.
there's some
Which will be finished in like 2019.
They're still in business.
Yeah, no, they have to now. After that, was it? I think was it the Flying Scotsman they did, and they went bust. And there's these people who spent like 300 quid into it and they folded it. And then after that, they have to now. It's only if you subscribe. If you just getting it down to the post office, tough. But if you subscribe, they're guaranteed to fulfil.
Okay.
So they have to, because apparently you got stung by that, and trading standards and that thing come in on them and said, look, if you're going to offer it, you have to prove that it is there. Because it turns out with that one, they made a master, but never ever did any of the last bits anyway.
Right.
Because they were hoping that they'd have the money to be able to do that by the time they got there, and obviously never did. So
You could get a clean piece.
would you like another bit?
No.
We're not tight here. So right, what I see.
Well, there's the Boba Fett helmet.
Yeah, look, very good.
which is quite good. Nicely weathered.
Yeah.
There is actually quite a bit of weight to them. Surprised at that. But you look at it, it costs about £10 an issue. And for that, obviously, you get the helmet, you get the display case, and you get a magazine, which that's a bit on the thin side. But if you work out, a display case like that probably costs you £4.
Yeah.
Then you're probably looking, if you were to buy that helmet, they'd probably knock that out for £6-8.
Yeah.
Then with your magazine postage, so it's not too bad a deal, really. So I've got Boba Fett, and then I've got Darth Vader as well, which I've yet to open.
Very good.
I'll open it now.
To be honest, for what they are, they're not bad at all. It won't surprise me if they've got to do all the old and new stuff, so you probably get about 30, 40, if not more.
So you're not tempted to get a collection of helmets on your Canopy tent?
No.
You polish your helmet every day.
Well,
Yeah.
this is it. I'll
Dustin, I think, will be a problem. Getting he's having trouble getting his helmet out at the moment.
It's a nice shiny helmet.
Got a nice shiny helmet. Look at the shine on that.
Yeah, it's not bad. You've got all the you won't be able to see it, I don't think, but you've got all the detail around the back of the head, the helmet under there.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you pull it off?
Yeah, does the top of his head come off?
No, I don't know how that's attached.
We'll pull it out.
No, I honestly, I don't know how they fixed that on.
Ah, right. Well, there you go. Don't bust it. I just wondered if his helmet came off and it had like the top of his head.
Yeah.
To be honest, the modeler in me, there is a seam line that could do with being sanded off. But
oh, that's it. Send it back.
You'd have to have the right look up to notice it. But no, they're not, for what they are, they're not that bad. You know, for a tenner, go get some amazing, mega expensive piece of resin where you lift it off and there's wires and, you know, all full inside of Darth Vader's head, are you? You know, you get what you get.
But mind you, I'm not being funny. If you was to say a company released that and to buy it as a kit, it'd be a tenner anyway. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And the magazines that come with it, they're actually, for reference material, very, very good. You know, they go into detail all about Darth Vader, show all the inside of his helmet and tell you what everything does, and as well. So it's really interesting if you're a good Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Which he's off.
Oh, well, that's the title for tonight's show. Steve and his shiny helmet. So yeah, okay. Right, that's enough of helmets.
Right, next question. This is from Chris. Hi for the team. A tip for the earlier question about sanding vinyl parts. Stick the parts in the freezer for an hour or two, and it makes the parts easier to sand. This also works on rubber tires, etc.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
I don't know.
Just be careful with vinyl if it's like cables, because they'll snap, won't it? The vinyl goes brittle when it's frozen. If it's like a hose or something, it might snap when you sand it.
Why would you sand the hose? Just have interest.
Get rid of that seam line.
Really?
Yeah.
Want to tile the hose?
Yeah, terrible it is. No time I've been whittling away, getting rid of them seams. Yeah. But I've got my Alex scraper. Oh no, that won't work.
Next up, we've got our Bob Bailey. Good evening, all.
Evening.
Hi, Bob.
Just wanted to thank Ron for producing the paint mask for the Rebel Hawk series. I've just finished the tail on my Hawk, and they are fantastic.
Thank you, Bob.
In answer to Ron's question on my build thread, producing masks for the rest of the stripes would be a great idea, especially the side ones along the nose and the Royal Air Force logo. How about it, Ron?
Well, you can't do the Royal Air
I
Force.
can't do
that's
the Royal Air
copyright.
Force bit,
Yeah.
but I can probably do the stripes. But the Royal Air Force bit would be a
Yeah,
The real problem.
Yeah, that's right.
but I've
Could you
said
do as a multi-part?
You could.
The working Royal Air Force, right? You know, the O's in 4 bits. You know, yeah, it'd be a piece of
I could
cake.
do Roy
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Like I say, you could do an R, an O.
Yeah, as long as it's not on the sheet in the right order. So if you just had it like a word search, you'd be fine. Because if they want to write that out of it, then obviously they could.
But yeah, I've said in the past, you know, if there was enough interest, I would look at doing it. But there hasn't been that much interest in the whole like striping set.
Right.
You know, produced at 48 scale for the tail. I've only sold 3 of them, so that was easy because I had the CAD already done, so it was just scaling it down.
What are you trying to break now?
The amount of time I'd have to spend doing all the white striping, and then making sure it actually fits. If there's hundreds of people out there wanting it, then I'd be happy to do it. But at the moment, yeah.
Well, I'll have one, Ron, if you do it.
That's 2 then.
Oh, go on then. 3. Well, there you go. Obviously, post it up down here in the comment section if you are interested, or if you're watching this on YouTube, just give the figure thumbs up, and that'll give us an idea of exactly how many people want it. So if we suddenly get 2,000 thumbs up, get going. Or just having a laugh. Yeah, all of a sudden we've only had like 3,000 people watch this, but we've got 48,000 thumbs up.
Thumbs up with a deposit.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Yeah, that's it. Yes.
No, but if guys are interested, then yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
That's amazing because I didn't even know that brush was from Dale Around.
Well, now you do. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, that is actually.
Right, next post is another one from Edward. Hello guys, me again. On the topic of painting tools on AFVs, to make the painting easier, use bits of paper as a sort of mask. Hope that helps someone.
You haven't done that.
He's just whittling away.
Yeah.
Next show, I'm going to give him a bit of wood and a Stanley knife. No, perhaps not. No.
Hey, with that action, I don't know if you can polish my helmet anytime.
And he hasn't even got started yet.
Hey. Look at that.
Look at that. That's very polished.
Hey, that's so
Yeah. Cracking action.
That's it.
He's done that before.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a pro there.
The next post is from Luke. Hi guys, just want to say hi from the always sunny Torquay.
No, this is Luke. This is new member Luke. Yeah, who's only down road Torquay.
Oh,
So I've invited him up to the next geek meet, but I've warned him, obviously.
Did we go to Torquay? Is that where we went?
That's where we went.
Oh. Might snug him.
You probably would.
Yeah.
If it was you in that club.
That's probably why he's drunk.
Yeah, that's it. He tracked it down.
First time I have managed to catch you guys live. I've been watching the backlog of live shows at work at the moment. Currently using the airbrush for the first time on a kit. Hopefully it will all go well. Anyway, love the shows, but there needs to be more. I'm starting to run out of stuff to watch. You talked about a geek meet before. When is it?
Yeah, it's our fault because we haven't done one for a while, purely because everyone seems to be everywhere when it's due. But we can't do it next week because we're away. We're down in Cornwall shooting.
We is down in Cornwall shooting.
Yeah, me and me man over there.
Okay.
Me and Phil. Me and me blood. Down in deepest depths of Cornwall. Well, I say deepest depths, it's just
Salt
ash.
Yeah.
Poor relation to Plymouth.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we can't do it next week. We've got to do. I can't do the weekend after that, and somewhere in there. The next free one we get, we'll get it all sorted out.
So when you say deep meet, what's it going to be?
The Sunday one.
Sunday night.
Sunday night one.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Well, we all got to go to work next day. How's that work?
Well, it could be worse. I could do it on a Thursday night.
Well, that's when we were doing that before today, don't we?
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon.
You know, you have been to quite a few of them.
Yeah.
In fact, I think you've been to all of them.
I don't remember.
Well, the thing is, I was thinking about we could all meet out in the diner as well. We all have lunch. Do it Sunday.
Well, or meet in a pub.
Yeah, all meet in a pub.
Why would you want to meet in a diner? Go to the pub.
We'll do good food up there.
I was going to say, get good steaks.
Cheap.
Wow, is this where we're at now, is it?
Yep. I can't keep taking you out of posh places. Look at that. I'm impressed, mate.
It's almost there. Bit of whittling, chopped up.
Bit of whittling. I haven't seen that brush being actually white. In fact, I didn't even know, and this isn't a lie, it was a Daily Rally brush. So, yeah.
Just a pity the brush end still looks pretty crap.
Ah, that's because we haven't.
But it's very
There's a
soft.
store.
I have to say, it is very soft.
Look at that. Job done.
Next
Yeah.
post is from Andy Molyneux. Ooh, Ajwan missed my post from the bottom of the page one.
Oh, yeah.
sorry.
God, it causes.
Ignore it.
Andy, we need to speak because we've got to move the Geek Meat barbecue. I know I told you we could do it on that date, but we can't because unfortunately I'm not here.
Oh, have you got to be here?
Well, I said you can carry on without me and I'll come back.
Yeah.
What can go wrong?
House party at Phil's.
So we're thinking about having it now the last weekend in July instead of the first weekend in August. Unless I've got that wrong.
Well, you're bugging if he's booked his holiday with a non-refundable 300 quid deposit.
That is the trouble. I think he's all booked in, so he might have to stay.
Oh, he's just texted me now.
Oh, is he?
Oh, no, it isn't him. You're all right.
We've got away with this one. Right.
Right, I have to read it because I missed it out. Sorry, Andy.
Right. Sorry, Andy. I do apologise. Can't get this stuff.
Hi guys, we're looking forward to tonight's show. Quick question. Phil, do you have a custom mix for International Orange in your alchemy book? I know Testers Model Master do an International Orange FS12197. But for the life of me, I can't find any from a UK supplier, including creative models.
What's the FS number?
Any help, much appreciated. FS12197.
International Orange.
I feel sick.
Can't believe you two have made your way through that.
What's all this?
Don't look at me. There's a leaf white chocolate.
Yeah. Why not?
Do you know, the only person who might do that, Phil's extra colour. In enamels. That's probably the only one you'll get.
Yeah, go on.
What's the FS number
Oh,
again?
is that, is it?
12197.
12197.
Sugar in it.
Yeah.
What's it for, Andy? That's the thing.
Hang on, I'll text him because he's just sent me a message.
Yeah, text him, ask him what's it for. No, I've got nothing like that.
He's okay for the barbecue, he says.
Sorry, it's what?
He said he'd spread it out his weekends off something for the barbecue.
12197. Oh yeah, of course I've got that one. Look, I shit you not. Look, International Orange. Testers are the only people who do it, and it's Testers number 2022.
It's for the Buckeye trainer.
Tammy will do a nice one. Picked one up the other day, funny enough. No, the only one that they're showing in my federal standard thing is 12197, and the only thing that is close to it in any shape or form is Testers, and it's Testers number 2022.
Sure, Hannah's do it.
Thing is, I got rid of my Hannon's list because I don't like their paints. I've removed it from this. Orange.
What's that model there?
It Yeah, I don't think that'd be it. It's like a fluorescent orangey colour, isn't it, on the trainers?
Well, what's that then?
No, that's definitely more pink.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, fluorescent red.
No, testers is the only thing I've got on that particular colour, I'm afraid. Which is pretty hard to get in the UK. No one seems to like testers. Never mind. Next.
Right, next one's from Graham. Dan, forgot it was a live show tonight. I have a real question for once. I have a white modern jet build coming up. Any suggestions on what was to use?
What wash?
What wash?
Yeah.
To use to enhance the panel lines? I assume a mid to light grey, but I very often assume wrongly. Many thanks. Hope I'm not too late.
No, not at all. Anything for a washer. The grey, probably. It's not that strong. It's stronger than it used to be. Somebody messaged me the other day saying, you'll do a darker grey. Actually, the new one, the latest batch out, is a little bit darker. Only a couple of shades, but I think it's more what people are after. But yeah, the grey, it would probably be worth buying the white as well to go with it, the light wash, and just lightening it up for the first coat just to get an idea. You don't want it being stood out like anime on it, but the grey will be the way to go through. Or just lighten the dark dirt if you want a more grimy look to it all over, a grimy white. Do it that way. But if you want it to look clean, just go in with the grey. But if you want it to look all over, sort of a little bit grimy, a little bit dirty, then go for the, you know, the grime wash. Lighten it up though, 50-50, and go for that. Okay.
The next one is from Chris, who's done an explanation on isopropyl alcohol.
Right.
So IPA is isopropyl alcohol, or propan-2-ol, all same thing. You can buy it as 99.9% or as rubbing alcohol, which is usually about 70% IPA in water. But there are variations. I've never tried thinning styrene res with it, but have used X20A, which isn't IPA, but a mix of propanol stroke butanol.
Well, there's a lot of oils, isn't there? Well, there you go.
So that might be it. And if he's using like
Rubbing alcohol, which is 70%.
70% with the water in it.
Yeah. So if you put water in here,
Yeah, so that's
that's my next one. Let's try that. Okay, so drop the water.
I'm gonna wreck your brush now. No, use this one first, all right?
Yeah, thanks. Oh, look, the bristles are falling out now. You've killed it.
Really?
Well, one did. See, that's working right as well. It's not thickening up. No.
And I've just done same with the styrene resin IPA, put a drop of water in it. It's fine.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, we're having trouble sort of recreating the problem.
So, well, we might have to just fly us over to Greece, Phil, to redo the test if you want. I'll be up for that.
Fair enough. It's a horrible job, but someone's got to do it. We'll pop over there and have a go. Yeah, that's right. I claim that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, work trip.
You got my accountant's number.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I'll get packing then.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely.
Okay, next one is from Trevor. He's just concurring with the previous post about the name difference between.
But I'm now drinking it.
Next one is from Ian Smith again.
Smith 4.
Phil, when are you going to give Adam a Flory shirt?
He's got one.
He's got one.
I go on.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean that 7-man tent you gave me?
I didn't. Mel did.
Wow.
He's waiting for the order to come in from Giacomo.
He looks like a poor cousin from the wrong side of town. That's because he is.
That's just a normal Tuesday night.
Yeah, no, that's fair one.
I'm sorry, Adam.
No, it's all right.
Also, I bought the Vallejo primers in multiple colours.
Sorry.
Because they did like the red one, didn't they? Which was the undercoat for
Primary,
primary
the
for
whole
tanks and yeah. Unbelievable.
Sorry. Style res is available in red. I haven't gone with it. I've just gone with the black, white, and grey one, but they do in nice colours: green, yellow, red.
But are you going to get like a month down the line and realise that it's
Crap.
Yeah.
Should have bought some else. Back to Halford's primer.
Yeah.
No. Maybe. I must admit, I did until I rethinned it. I was a little bit shit because got the right after 9 o'clock. But I literally got this one out. If you notice, I don't squirt it from the bottle because if you try that, the crusty stuff will go in your colour cup and then it gets down your needle end and it doesn't spray. So I can't remember which one I was working on now. I'm a model or two back now. But right, okay, squirted it in, spraying it, beautiful. 3 or 4 seconds into it, stopped dead. Nothing. What the freaking hell's wrong with this? So anyway, it was thick, it was horrible, it was like stop, and I was cursing it at that point. This bloody stuff's crap and all the rest of it. But what it was, as I found out, I stuck a brush in it. It was rock hard down the bottom.
Right.
That's before I put in an agitator.
Right. What is that, marine grade?
That's marine grade
Right.
nut, probably an M4.
Not
Not a bolt.
Or an M10.
No.
Oh, not an M10.
It wasn't M10. No, it wasn't loads.
So yeah, that was the thing. So at that point, I must admit, I was thinking this stuff's crap. But a squirt of isopropyl alcohol, 99.9%, into it later, and a damn good mix up with a brush. Then I put a nut in there, and I haven't had a single problem since. But I don't squirt it out of the top because, as you can see, it's dried out and rock hard, and I don't want any of that stuff going into my colour cup. So I always unscrew it and then pour. But you can see that you get a skin. And if that skin gets down in your airbrush, it's good night because that'll take, it's not going to blow through and it's just going to bung everything up. So that's what you have to be a little bit careful with. But you can see it all built up around the end and it's looking horrible. The little trick to that one is, I speak about it when I've done flats, shake it up, then let it sit for a couple of minutes, just so those lumps sink to the bottom. And then you can then pour it quite slowly to just take the cream off the top, so to speak. So all those horrible nasties go down the bottom, and never use the last bit because that'll just be crap and thick and horrible. Do it that way. And that way you should have good flow, no problem. And this is still, actually, this is nice and runny now. So yes.
Phil,
Yes.
going back to Andy's question about his paint, you can get extra colour, do the fluorescent red-orange US Navy trainers colour.
Ah, right. And what's the XA number for that?
It's an X number, X161, but it gives a different FS number of 28913.
Ah, right. So they only do the enamel, they don't do an acrylic version?
No, I don't think so. I'll have a look. But
that's it. Steve off in Dictionary Corner.
Yeah.
That's clever. It's moving on its own. How's it doing that?
Chemical reaction.
Godlike. Oh, you spilled a bit. It was melted through the bottom of the colour cup.
Right, next one's from Paul Martin. Hi guys, Phil, if I was to send you a model of the USS Enterprise from Star Trek, would you do a video build? Because I'd like to see how you'd handle the weather nickel model of this type. Thanks all round for a great show, and a huge thanks to Adam for the belly laughs. All the best.
I'll be very quiet.
You'd be quite restrained.
You can let go now. You're all right. You're past 9 o'clock.
Oh, happy days.
Yeah, don't send it to me. I've got enough stuff here at the moment. But if I get round to doing one, I'll do it. Because I'd like to do an Enterprise. I know I'm a Star Wars fan, but I do like the Enterprise. I know you said apparently you can't be both, can you? If you're Star Trek, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Do you dabble?
Or cross the dark side?
Yeah.
No, to be honest, because I don't like the ships in Star Trek. I
Yeah.
find them very quite boring.
Yeah.
And I try and like, beef up a little bit and make them oval rather than round. And I suppose the Klingon ones are quite.
I must admit, Klingon bird of prey.
What's boring about a Klingon bird of prey?
Yeah,
that's probably the only decent ship of the rest. Like when they do like the bird of prey, they have like the Falcon on the bottom, like sprayed on. It's crap. But I do like sci-fi, so Battlestar Galactica, Cylon Raider.
Yeah.
You said you're going to build one of them.
Well, you've got a very nice one, haven't you? Is it still in prime? On your shelf of doom, is it?
I bet that use half a bottle of your Vallejo.
Yeah, you could get rid of all your Vallejo primer doing that.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad shout.
You could just actually dip it. Just put the entire thing in, dip it, and then when a coat hanger, just hang it up and just leave it for a couple of years, decade. And then you'd be ready for paint. Is it going thick now?
Not really.
No.
So we just put in those thinners, and it's still
still okay.
What would it take to make it go
thick? I don't know actually.
Because the cellulose thinner is melting through the plastic.
Will it?
Is it?
Enamel thinners would. Oh yeah, that would go straight through that plastic.
Anyway, there you go.
Thanks. A ticking time bombing man. Mind you, it was funny when I came down with that bit of polystyrene though, and it just melted through to it. Where's my coloured paint was there? And it's like disappeared inside it. Brilliant. It's like alien blood. Let's see, we'll stick that just there. What can go
Like
wrong?
the Alien franchise, the ships out of that, they're quite good. The Terminator stuff, that's all pretty good. But the Star Trek, just can't get into it.
Yeah.
I watched all the films, loved them all. And the new films I thought were brilliant.
Yeah, I like the new ones. Yeah.
But I can't get excited about Star Trek. I watched that Enterprise the other day. It's dog shit.
No.
Yeah, just the story, the acting, it was just terrible. It wasn't my bag.
Sorry, Trekkies.
But it was worse.
Oh, we just lost 30 members.
Christmas episode.
We've gained 300.
I watched those Christmas special, Star Wars Christmas special. You watched that? Wow. Wow. And the Ewok films as well.
Yeah.
Mind blowing. But that's my new trivia question when you're in a pub. How many Star Wars films are there? Not animated. And obviously people always get it wrong. So it's a good way of earning a pint in the pub. Work for me.
There we go. All be good. So never say never, but I'm not doing it now. In a nutshell, I've got a list of builds for this year in my head, which obviously is like a magical place that never happens. But
Glad you said that.
yeah, well it is, best made plans and all the rest of it. But I have got an idea for something I'd like to do a little bit special in the summer. I've got something lined up for the autumn. But between now and the summer, what I want to do is push through with all the tutorials and get some, quality builds down onto the site. And then I want to revamp the entire tutorials area. So I might have a week where I'm going to have a day doing a certain thing. So I'll have a day doing photo etch Bombay with solder. And then obviously and all the different things. So and that way I'll just route through them. My main problem at the moment, if I'm honest, is editing. I just have not got time to edit. So I'm chasing. I've got so much footage. I've got 4 2-terabyte hard drives up there, and they are rammed full of stuff I need to edit and sort out. So yeah.
But you can't get someone in because they don't know your approach.
No.
They couldn't do it on your behalf.
No. It is. So it's one of those things I have to just sit there and do it. But the trouble is, when I'm sat up there doing it, I'm not down here. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
So it is that vicious sword of okay.
You can train Mel up.
Yeah. What build down here? I'll leave her doing the diner, and I have a week editing. And all the rest of it. And the other thing I've got to do, which I'm taking Tim would even mention it, I've got to back everything up because I haven't done a backup since Christmas. So you're just waiting. It's all hanging on 2 hard drives up there. There's like 4 terabytes of my life hanging in one place. So they've all got to get backed up, and that takes a long time because when it's backing up, you know what computers are like, because you're backing up technically 8 terabytes, it takes forever. And whilst it's doing it, I can't edit. because it slows everything down. So
your tyre blew,
yeah, shed roof flew off. Yeah,
it's got to be a third thing.
Somewhere
well,
around there, we
yeah.
refresh to that.
So who knows?
Well, I know what, Phil. If I get my hair cut really short, wear your watch. You do
Yeah.
a video coming down, and then so it looks as though I'm building the model, and you just do the voiceover.
Yeah, that's it. Piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yours will look better than mine. They'd be like,
Do
oh,
it that way.
improved.
Okay, next one is from Glenn. Hi, Glenn again. One more question. I just used Tam. I think he means Tamiya. Flat coat TS80 spray can that melted my Airfix decals. Do you know why?
Cool. TS is the enamel one, isn't it, Steve? Is it TS is enamel or AS?
TS is the metal.
Yeah. TS, I think is enamels. AS are acrylic spray.
Right.
I can't remember now off the top of my head. Steve, you got a tin?
No, only one I've got is a surface primer that I've got to try. Apparently, it's meant to be really good.
Yeah, I've got a couple of tins of that. It is very good.
Brilliant stuff.
Brilliant stuff.
That's what they're in.
Mhm.
That's just white
Yeah.
primer. Brilliant.
They are really nice. The only trouble I find with them is you go through a lot of photos with it. If you put it in front of your spray booth and you spray it, you just filled it up in one pass. So yeah, that's the only drawback to it. But it is good stuff. What Hoover your thing?
Yeah. Just get the Hoover.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just run it across and Hoover it.
Well, now I've got my nice new Dyson thanks to you.
How you going with
Oh,
that?
great! Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere, does it? It's flat in 3 minutes.
Yeah, if you leave it on turbo, yeah.
Well, yeah, well, I don't want anything like namby-pamby. It sounds crap on normal.
If
If you got normal, it's like,
but
really?
on normal, it's pretty good.
Turbo, like your carpet's lifting off the floor. You know, it's like brilliant. But yeah, any other mode just doesn't cut it. But no, it is very good. But the only drawback is around this house with a dog, I'll do like, you know, a mat and it's full up.
You need to just do it on normal and keep on top of it.
Yeah. Perhaps I would have Hoover more than once a month. Maybe.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, who was that?
That was his belly.
Oh,
That was my
belly.
stomach.
Was it? Oh, all right. So, yes. Yeah, okay. So we can't remember the difference between AS and TS on the sprays. I think it may be that, even that, I can't understand why an enamel would melt your decals. Anyone?
It says metal, what they like wrinkles. Yeah, just leave them alone.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they just wrinkled up, yeah, just don't touch it and they'll self-level out, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Adam says so. Adam said they would. I just agreed. So yes, I haven't had any experience with them because I must admit I don't tend to spray can-wise. I tend to obviously do it normal. And nobody here has. So over to the forum.
This one is from Jerry. The ultimate model paint conversion chart shows extra colour makes an international orange paint. Colour number 104.
104.
So there you go, Andy.
See? Kind of information us. Dave, you know, we've got more viewers now. They're all waiting for you to explode.
Next one's from Make Again. Hello again, Phil and team. What level are you in Star Wars Battlefront?
Oh, well, I haven't got my black suit yet. And to be honest, I haven't actually played much of it since Christmas. I was a bit busy last month. But yeah, I am very close to getting my scout uniform. So I think I'm up to level 37, is it? 37? 30, yeah, 37. So yes.
Yeah, it's a mystery why I'm going time doing editing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Yeah, with your flight sims and.
Which I haven't hardly touched either.
No, but you got out to show us.
Well, yeah. Well, no, they
And
live there.
they're
That's the point.
soft.
Which me and him haven't been since November, October.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You
I have
need to
excuses
have
for everything.
a bit of downtime, don't you?
He's got a new
Yeah.
toy we're playing with this weekend.
Yes, he's going to be running around with his new toy.
Right, is it Steve's helmet?
Yeah. It is black and shiny.
Didn't black.
Oh, is it cleared up?
Yeah.
That cream work.
It took a long time since Telford for it to clear up, though.
Sorry, Steve.
And only one, yeah, the only single gate crashed my room at night.
That's it.
Did you see what I did to poor Keith? He hasn't been the same since.
Go on, what did you do with him?
I wish I'd filmed it. My God, it was the funniest thing I've ever
Oh,
seen.
it's so funny if we did.
It's like strapped to a glass top table.
There at this point.
Unfortunately, explaining it wouldn't be as funny as seeing it.
Fair enough.
Teabagging Keith again.
Well, I can still imagine him. He's always part with his legs in the air.
Yeah, all right. Oh. Drink now.
Oh, yeah. Next one's from Richard Chapman. Hi all. Any idea if the shop Kit Club will go international in the future?
Yeah, watch this space-ish. I'd say it's not my decision, but I am pushing for it. That's all I can really say. If it was up to me. The trouble we have with it, if we're honest, well, two things is obviously because technically we're exporting, and then, but obviously the main problem is shipping costs.
That's a killer, isn't it?
Because it is not cheap, you know. It's the postage costs are absolutely horrendous. Just for the sales from Wash and Sanders every month, it's going up and up and up. Royal Mail, I blame them. Do you know, I've got that sander there. 2 apparently have gone missing in transit. Why has that happened? Parcel force, 48 hours. 2 of them have gone now. One they think may have been stolen.
Well, that's because it's gone through parcel force and not Royal Mail.
Well, this is it. Well, obviously, I'm not saying anything about the Royal Mail system. The parcel force.
What's gone missing?
Well, I've ordered a desktop sander, and it's got like a belt sander and a disc sander, and it does all different angles and all smart to go along with my new little tool set up there. And the first one, it was like, oh, I'm sorry. And it's like, well, where is it? Oh, we think it may have been stolen in transit. I was like, okay, right, can I have another one then? Right, we'll get another one out to you. Bearing in mind, this has been like almost 3 weeks in the making trying to sort all this out. And then I must admit, today I was chasing it up and they're like, I'm sorry, it's gone missing as well. And it's like, are you actually sending them? You know?
Dodging it.
But I've got a full refund out of them now, so I'll probably just go over, try to go and pick something up that's very similar for the same money. You know? I'm going to do it like that.
Unbelievable.
So you could pick up a sword or anything, couldn't you?
What, a can of butane?
Yeah. Well, if you're going to go to Trago,
Yeah, exactly.
So now you've got no excuse to do the resin Bombay.
Resin.
But to be honest, Phil, you've got a shop round the corner.
It'd be interesting. Flames.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, no, let's join the 2 parts together.
Yeah, I wonder if that's toxic. Sorry, Steve.
You know that shop round the corner from you?
Yeah.
You ask them nicely, they'll probably sell lighter gas. That's all you need. So you could pick one up tomorrow morning and get the photo etch Bombay done tomorrow for us all to see.
Good idea,
that'd be
Steve.
nice. Or we can have a vote on the forum.
If only I had the time.
Personally, I don't know why you don't build one of those full photo etch
Planes.
frames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could do like, you know, different mediums. You could do like something in paper, like I don't know.
Space shuttle
Yes.
launch pad?
That would be good. People would love to see that.
They would, but unfortunately, you set fire to it.
It wasn't just me.
More set
In
fire
fact-
to his trousers.
Yeah, everyone set fire to it.
Well, why don't you get Zeppelin, huge Hindenburg in paper model, one of them?
Yeah.
And then we can set fire to it for historical purposes to recreate.
I
And
mean,
then
you do it with the airsoft.
It
Just build it up with gas.
If you get shut down, then it just
Explode.
yeah.
Well, it burned. Wasn't it the metal coating, the aluminium?
They
Well,
think
basically
it was
painted
like
with-
static discharge ignited.
Yeah,
But the stuff I painted with was basically solid
Flammable.
rocket fuel.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
it was a thermite reaction.
Thermite. That's
wasn't
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's thermite type reaction going on, wasn't it? Yeah. Mythbusters, eh? They'll be missed.
Because
Yeah, that's
serious.
But they went back to the crash site, didn't they? And they managed to find a cut of fabric.
Hmm.
going through, and there it was, and basically it was solid rocket fuel, lit it, and then whoosh, up it went.
Not good.
So yeah, do something like that.
Okay. Anyway, I'm sure I'm washing my hair.
Paper.
Now I've got some.
Paper modelling.
I'd rather cut the hair again.
It will probably take you longer to wash your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Because those bad boys are looking
Well, I was thinking, because
Is it semaphore?
yeah. What I was hoping was that they'd be there and I can just fold them over.
Yeah, you just wrap them around.
Right the way over.
Because when you trim your head,
Yeah.
if you just leave it on grade 4 or something and just run across your eyebrows, take all
It's like that talk that got me into trouble last time. Just go a bit shorter.
Yeah, not like, combat Bob. Just do like a normal grade 4 or something, like a normal person.
Right, okay.
I mean, there are settings on it.
Is it? Yeah, well, that was the trouble. I thought it was on 4.
Really?
Turns out it wasn't. And by the time you had already committed, you're sort of, that's it. I'm either going to have to say, well, the chemo's cut in, or...
But, grade 4, chemo, BNP, and then shaved.
Right, okie dokie.
Oh, it's not a good look, is it?
No. I've learnt my lesson now. I won't do it again. That's it.
But they are quite nasty scars, though, aren't they? But you can see it on your head. You obviously, took a bit of a hit.
Yeah, it was quite a bit of a thing. Yeah, at the time. It's a big flash, a bit of a big bang, and a lot of blood. Yeah. Quite a nasty thing.
So it wasn't like a chemical burn, it was actually a big slice in your head.
Yeah, with the veins in the battery.
Right, and they've...
Well, you think the battery was like half the size of this, and all that was left was a rear corner about this much, and then most of the veins inside had gone
and just shot
past me, most of them, but a lot of them hit me on the way. And above me, there was obviously wooden from the rafters. There's bits of it, like ninja things, hanging in there.
Could have killed you.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone has always said it. It was like somebody was definitely looking after me that day, because when it went bang, it must have gone like that.
Yeah.
Because it was absolutely everywhere, all around me.
Wow.
Inside, so, yeah.
Imagine a world without Phil Flory.
Modelling world would take a hit.
Yeah, I mean, where would we now? Will we still be at the airfix stage?
Yeah. No wash?
Oh, we have ultimate.
No.
No.
Well, that would happen, would it?
So, yes. Anyway,
I think that was it.
Anyway, I think it's the last one from Paul Selwood. Hi Phil, why did you stop the voting for the next video builds?
because I did a list of everything we were doing, wasn't it, for the moment, so I know where we're going. And what I'll do is I'll open something similar up when we get to, well, really April is my plan. These two will be out of the way next week, and then we're straight into the airliners and a few other bits and pieces.
Have you decided on a livery yet for the airliners?
Not totally.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, but it's not out yet.
Is it not?
Make it.
Decal.
It'll be fine.
Oh, I'll just freehand it with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
I would, if the decals were out for it, I'd certainly do it in it.
I've got their previous World Tour ones. They're in decal form, but that was on a, because they've got a jumbo now, haven't they?
Yeah.
That was when they had the 757. And the only kit you can get of that in
That's a go.
that scale is the mini craft one,
Oh, was it?
which is an absolute pile of.
I think I would do it. Was it 1 to 200?
So,
So yeah, I don't know yet, because there's not many options for the 800 series, 747-800. You can get the obviously the British Airways, Lufthansa, and I think it's JAL version, but there isn't that many of them around at the moment. So don't know. But if they did do the decals for it, then yeah, absolutely, I'll take them straight on. They'd be my first choice.
Yeah.
Cool. So yes.
We've had another couple of posts. Chris Taylor, hello again. All Tamiya spray cans are all synthetic lacquer. The only difference is TS is general colours and the AS are specific aircraft colours.
So there we go. So that could be your trouble. The lacquer has eaten the decal, which doesn't sound good on any day of the week, really.
Last one. Hi Phil and the rest of the Flory Models team. Could you recommend some paints and tips for hand brushing details on aircraft components? I've been having a tough time getting small aircraft components to look scale when I hand brush them, especially when trying to recreate a metal look. Also have a hard time getting weapons, especially air-to-air missiles, detailed up. I've seen numerous builds and weapons look fantastic. Seems once I get the weapons airbrushed, I can't seem to get them detailed up in a way that looks scale. Love the show on site. Thanks for the hard work and keeping us entertained.
It's not me. Who's that?
Not me.
John. Lynn, what time are you home?
Where are you?
I'm watching you live.
You left.
Now you're in trouble. Look at that. The look of, oh God. She just found the stash.
No, I just wanted Flory Models Forum for subscribers only. New replying topics, scribing panel lines.
Oh, subscribing to stuff now, are you? You can unsubscribe at any time. Just go to that forum and just unsubscribe it. Oh, yes. It does a new thing now. If you don't go on the forum,
Yeah, I get that.
it sends you an email saying, you may have missed.
Every week.
Yeah, it's good,
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Do you know the worst of it? I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
No, it's an upgrade. It had no part of the upgrade it had the other week. And it was like, the list of things. But also tell your members of anything they may have missed. It's like, oh, that sounds handy. And then I start getting it as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I know I'm on it every day. So yeah, never mind. So yes. Sorry, what was that last question? Did I miss it?
Could you recommend?
Oh yeah, hand
paints
painting. To be honest, for hand painting metals, we quite like now the Vallejo metal colours, as you say, great success with it. Make sure you mix it really well. The buffables, Mr. Metal colours, they're very nice as well for a scale effect, for doing little things. If you want to go down the lacquery route, Citadels, isn't it?
No, what I recommend is get a load of model colour, especially for aircraft. If you get a range of their reds, yellow, blue, green, brown, and perfect to make it look neat, use a cocktail stick for applying it in small areas, because go get your brush going everywhere. And the beauty of model colour, with it being a really thick paint, when you apply it, it don't run everywhere like Tamiya does. So all you need is a handful of them. Just get the primary colours and you'll be sorted.
They do a primary colour set, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, I think, which is quite a nice one. It's a little box set and it's like 10 colours and it's primary colours, and you can do them like that.
And brilliant thing is as well, if you dilute them, they're brilliant for airbrushing as well.
Yeah, well, you certainly get your money's worth, because
and you can mix them with model air as well, so that's a good plus point.
So there we go. We can get some of those. Very good. So yeah.
Does that not annoy you?
What, that bit on the end?
Yeah.
Not obviously clearly as much as it annoys you.
Yep.
You don't want to do me cooker, do you? Got some really annoying stains on that as well.
Do you know what? As I had these a cooker guy out, Oven U was the company, and you do it yourself. You get the bags, you put everything in the bags, you put the liquid in, and you spend hours on it. And next day you go rinse it all out, and it comes up all right. If you think about the time you spend on it and what obviously you could earn, the guy came in, he was there 3 hours, and he took all the glass out, he took out the housing. It just looked brand new, and you just couldn't fault it. So cleaning cookers, get someone in.
Yeah, I must admit, we spoke about this. I think we're going to get someone in.
Don't mess around. Just get someone in. They dip, take everything off the top, dip it. It's awesome. I'm never going to clean it up again. So twice a year I've done that now. And yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, that's good to with being done. Because the glass on the glass door, the two glass panels.
Yeah.
There's little vents on the side.
Yeah.
But the dog hair gets in vents, so you can see dog hair between the two.
Oh, nice.
Dog again.
Yeah, so that's that's a nightmare.
Yeah, don't let me eat anything up there, I'll tell you.
Sounds like a Korean restaurant, doesn't it?
Tell you, long-haired dogs are a bloody nightmare.
Dear. All them whippets.
Yeah.
Les.
Yeah. It's like when you're airbrushing, you can guaranteed you'll see your dog hair come wafting down straight on the paintwork as you're spraying it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
The worst, though, to be honest, is cat.
No.
Cat hair hangs in the air longer than dog hair.
Not at all. There's nothing worse in model than a black curler.
Yeah, that's because you're modelling naked again.
Yeah.
I've told you, you know.
Chest hair. That's also out, Philip.
Well, I know you're clean shaven everywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. Go extra mile on you.
But no, the thing is that pet hair and general everything, like on here, the cat at night now comes in and gets down there.
You got a cat?
Yeah.
Have you?
You've seen it.
You've not seen the cat.
No.
Have you not seen the cat?
Oh, that's a Matrix thing.
You have seen
Have you seen Phil's pussy?
You haven't seen the cat. It's been in here some nights when we've done the show.
the cat. He doesn't remember coming.
Yeah,
Well,
for someone who's permanently here, it's like, you know.
Hang on. He did lick some of that stuff earlier.
Yeah.
It's awesome
The
stuff.
cells are going there. Yeah.
The blue tastes better.
And it goes so far. Yeah, it's still like brand new in there. Never mind.
Come on, just show me.
It's not going to leave until it's polished.
So close. Damn it. Right. Where were we? Oh, that was it. To our clean ovens.
So yes.
Yeah. So yeah, once, twice a year. It's definitely the way it is. And the brownie points are brilliant.
Well, because you say you've done it.
No, I paid for it.
Oh right, yeah, that's the one.
You made the effort to organise it.
Yeah.
That
That was
was
the
it.
phone call, got him in.
Our next thing's a decorator. So I'm thinking, because by the time you buy the rollers, you buy the brushes, you buy everything to get it done, you strip the room back, and then you prep it all, you paint it, put it all back together again. It's going to take you 3-4 times as long as a paint decorator who owns all the gear. So what you pay that person to do a professional job and not tidy up, it would take them 2 days, it would have taken you 5. You think, well, what you can earn in a week is more than a cover than his 2 days and do a professional job. So why would you do anything yourself? I keep saying to my other half, over and over again.
You go with the idea though.
Yeah, but hopefully she'll come around to it.
Well, after you convincing the other half, obviously we're going to get a paint decorator to do our hallway.
Yeah.
You won't plaster it.
Oh, we'll plaster it.
No, well, you don't. The top bit as well.
No.
I
I don't mind plastering the
Easy
bit
bit.
to help you out.
Right.
That's not a problem. But like doing the whole hallway, it's just not a good day.
Well, I was hoping to get Keith down, right? And like, he can do the top bit, and you can do the bottom bit.
If you kick it out for a weekend on a piss up,
Yeah.
we could probably crack it in like
And it'll
a few
probably end up
hours.
looking worse than it is now.
Yeah. I didn't realise I wanted Artex in. Got Artex walls, nice fan patterns all over it,
Oh,
and a cock.
so for offering. Yeah. Trying to help you out, Phil.
No, you're right. I think we're going to wallpaper it, so you're off the hook.
Oh, that's even worse. It'll look shit.
Well, we thought we'd get a professional in.
Yeah, but you can't, as you know, Philip, you can't polish it. So you can weather it all you like. You can paper it all you like. It's still going to look like a bag of bollocks.
Right.
Which is why you probably got no close-ups of that, isn't it?
I have got close-ups.
Have you? Not the nose, surely.
Well, not the nose,
No.
because since you dropped it, it.
I did it a favour.
He's all right. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Some stars, bit of weathering. On a pole.
So would you?
Yes.
Would you stick it on the Flory model table at a show?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Be proud of your work, mate. Doesn't have
No,
to be perfect.
Because me,
Yeah.
and I'm not criticising that, but if for me, if it's anything less than, I just couldn't. Genuinely, that's where I fall down.
It is.
It would just wind me up a tree.
The thing is, it
That's
would,
right.
but the name tag underneath would say
Adam
A
Moore.
War.
Yeah. That's right. Thank you, Adam. Lovely MIG there he's done.
Yeah.
Amazing about models you've built.
One
Never
of our new members, yeah.
know. But no, it's not perfect. But as I say, it doesn't have to be perfect.
But like you said,
There's no perfection in nature.
it's a journey,
It is a journey.
and it's good to see that you can make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's not always perfect. It's like that it's a famous build that we all remember.
Corsair.
The Corsair.
God.
You know, he should come on and just look proper fraught. You see his eyes. Come on, and you think, oh, this week's making some progress, but no.
Just digging a bigger hole.
It was.
Yeah.
I've now drilled through, only to find that the cable snapped and you can see it. You want to smash it up on the table.
That's it, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
No surrender.
that was one of the most entertaining builds I've ever watched.
Definitely. I think the thing is with it all is that, from my point of view, everyone says, oh, it's great how you just, push through. But I don't have a choice.
No.
If I had the choice, I probably wouldn't. And it might have said, with that one, I'll stuff it. If it was just me as a hobby, I think it would probably now be in my shelf of doom.
Yeah,
but
I've got another shelf.
No, that's it. You can't do it. You have to push through with it. So that's the thing with that one.
You can have a photo etch Bombay. You can
We did have a photo etch Bombay.
You
can
can
have
have
a soldered
paper.
one.
One shot of launch pad.
Yeah.
So,
But no, you got to push through. You can't wrap on stuff, can you?
I know, that's it.
Yeah.
Carry
That
on.
argument holds water, doesn't it?
Look, that's the one failure we never went back to.
But how hard did you try that?
Well, admittedly, not tons.
Because we have got dedicated paper modelers on the site. Yeah, I know they're in the minority, but to them, that was like modelling porn.
Right.
They use that wraps on it.
But it was just.
How much they feel? Have you asked them?
Well, I haven't.
You might want it.
So the bit where I'm spending 3 months on a paper model, you're happy with that?
Well, I'm just thinking for diversity.
Diversity.
And to just encompass everybody.
I could do it like that airline. Have you seen the advert for, was it?
Yeah,
one of the airlines?
Oh, the A3.
And he makes it out of paper and then working seats
That's
and all the bits and pieces. So strive to that, I suppose.
Is that actual?
I assume so.
Yeah, I think he was being sponsored by.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think they'll do it for free and being filmed. I'm pretty slim, so I'll probably go with it on that one. But do you think that it was enhanced at all? Or do you think it was just proper?
He did it all.
Done.
Yes. I think he did, because the bit where he does the cabin with the seats and it all works and that.
But at that point, do you not think, why have you not seen his work other places? Because it's that awesome.
It was on the internet before it was an advert.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
It's been on there for a while.
It's been on there for a while. Now it's an advert. So I think they picked up on it and got him to redo the cabin, because he'd already done the rest of the freaking thing.
Yeah.
And I think he went back then and they said to him, look, we'll pay you to do the detail bit with the working seats. Because I never saw that in the original. Just the entire freaking aircraft, which is impressive.
Yeah.
And then he did the
thrust reversers, didn't he?
Yeah.
But you can imagine just having it and just getting a lighter. It's going down. Yeah.
That's it.
Throw it off something.
Burn my model.
Have you seen the video of the guy in Germany who's got the radio controlled airliner? But the cabin's filled with helium, so it flies at scale speed.
Oh, right, the indoor one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what it is? It's full of helium?
Yeah.
Ah.
That's why it can fly this way.
Oh, yeah, because it's all working.
It's like indoors. It comes.
Oh. I didn't realise it was full of helium. I just thought he was a clever sod. Could fly it really well.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
So there's hardly any power going to his engines.
No.
Right. So it's not that tired, is he?
Yeah. God, I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't loop it. So, oh well. Learn something new. You've been flying much over the winter period? We ought to come and film you. What could go wrong? We could have a go.
What do you fly?
Big petrol. Mowers.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to go on one of them.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
You've seen it on telly loads of times.
Yeah,
Got the YouTube videos.
Just pick it up and
It's fine.
I did see one
That's
of
what I'm thinking.
our local members in the Plymouth branch
Hmm.
for models and all that. He spent months building this Spitfire,
Hmm.
and it was massive. taking pictures of it, put it on Facebook and all this. So I'm taking that for my maiden flight today. Comes back, it's about 5,000 pieces. He said literally took off and done straight and knows that it didn't even get off the ground. It just
I must admit, they are quite good. YouTube in it.
Yeah.
RC crashes. Some of them are fantastic. The one I liked the other day is a guy trying to start the engine by kicking it with his foot. So he's obviously, because it's a prop, so his mate's holding the plane like this, and then he's stamping to kickstart it, you see? But obviously he misses it and stamps and smashes the entire front off. So he's there and he's like, and it does nothing. It's like, it does nothing. And then he goes, and just the entire front end just smashes to the floor. And the bloke at the back just goes, just imagine if he was not his plane, he kickstarted it. The guy's holding it. I take it was the other way round, but yeah, just a plane. Don't worry, I've got it. But yeah, he stamps on the front end of it.
You shouldn't laugh at other people's.
No,
should you? Have you seen that? Those guys, I think it's like Norway or Finland, something like that, and they have this peregrine falcon. They're in the field, and it's got the old, the covers on its eyes, and this fight take off years of training. It's got the vertigo of it. It takes off, and you see it going like a rocket, and it peels around. There's a road, a lorry, and all of them just and you just see a cloud of feathers. And you just, of course, they're filming it. It's like a documentary, but it's but you just see it peel around. I think that's so majestic. Look at it. It's free, and it's just Arctic. Bam!
Oh no.
See the train crash on the level crossing this week, been on the internet.
On a lorry.
Yeah, the orange cab, and he gets across, and the bars come down, so he just stays in the middle. At that point, I'm thinking, stuff the bars, we'll just push through. But he stays, and then the train just goes, just cuts through it, and his cab is left. And then just falls to the ground, and then he gets out of it. There's a couple of angles. There's one from the other side of it, and then one from this side from the security cameras. But yeah, how lucky is he?
Well, it's a bit of a Darwin moment, isn't it? You're on train tracks and barriers are coming down. You think, just sit here.
Yeah, what's going to happen?
That's what's going on.
Yeah, but that train, as I say, it just goes straight through it as if it's just nothing. So
I'm going to say there was that one years ago, wasn't there, with that fella in India in rush hour. And you know how they got on top of trains out there, and he stood up and touched the overhead cable, and it just goes big flash of blue, and then next thing at camera, you look down and there's this body just smoking. And it's on YouTube. It was fantastic. It's not funny.
What's it
You
called?
know you shouldn't laugh because some poor buggers just died, but
Yeah, isn't it? Oh,
it's still on there.
he's going to go looking for it now.
I am going, yeah.
But that happened to my my wife's brother. He was in the army in Yugoslavia and was all sort of going horribly wrong. And they're on their flatbed train, and he's decided, that he's going to have one of these solar showers. The last thing he remembers is having the solar bag and giving it one of them. That's the last thing he remembers. He wakes up in a hospital in Greece, was burned all the way down. He's obviously hit something with his solar shower and blown him off the train.
Genius, yeah. There's another one on YouTube in it, and he's a kid and he's climbing up on the power line, and it's obviously South America, and it's cables all over the place, and he's up there, and then next thing you know, he's like, no problem at all, and then he goes across, bang, and he comes flying out of it, lying on the floor quivering, Oh, Jesus Christ, what are you thinking? Have you got it, Steve?
Yeah, you'd have to log in. Oh, hang on. It's called A Drunken Man Getting Electrocuted on Train.
That's the original title.
But there's another one of that bloke being hit by lightning.
Twice.
Oh, there it goes.
Is that real though? Because he does. Because it's isn't it? He gets hit by Tony walking up the grainy black and white surveillance. It's like bang, and then bang. And I saw it and thought, Nah, surely.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh God, you can see them on fire as well. Yeah. You get on your iPad and just go to YouTube.
Oh, Sid's emptying out, I think.
Flory Morals is watching Snuff Videos.
That's it. Oh, has he got it locked? Oh, that'll be 1111.
What's the date of birth?
Yeah.
How old is it? Is he 50? He's got to be, ain't he?
He's only a year, isn't
Yeah. Yeah.
This
he?
stag do
He's
don't
only
sound
about
very stag
38,
does it?
39.
What stag do?
It's stag do.
What has he said about it?
Yeah, airsoft. That doesn't sound like a strip bar to me.
Well, we start with that bit.
Right. And I'm thinking, doesn't sound like Cardiff or Carlisle.
Or was that place in Spain?
One of those, yeah. You know, there's those places you can go cheap.
Right.
You know,
Blackpool.
Right. Okay.
you know, people coming out special for this.
Right.
You can't just give them one night out on an airsoft. You know, people don't own airsoft. You try to like borrow stuff. Is that? And you're going to you Gucci airsoft and you'll put the rounds down. It doesn't sound like a good day out.
Yeah, especially for him, because he's not allowed a gun.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He's just going to have antlers and run around the
Who's
side.
best man? Well, there you go. So it's your job to organise
Right.
stacking.
Right.
So it's in his hands. It's not really up to you, is it?
Yeah.
So it
You
works.
could lend him your pink baby outfit that you wore, though, and then we
Trust
could
me,
do a
there's
hunt round
There's nothing left.
There's
of it.
nothing left of it.
I can lend you my thong.
Yeah,
And you even wash it.
Yeah.
We got a brush cleaner.
Yeah, we've got the cleaner.
I've heard what happened with those sequins.
Yes. Yeah. Not great.
Especially when you got the wedgie.
Well, we could all do a parachute jump. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Done that before.
Yeah.
10,000 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dunk as well. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
done one.
Why would you want to
Doesn't
chuck
appeal to
yourself out for
Oh, it's good fun.
where?
No, it does not sound like a day out to me. I
I'm
would
saying
not
that.
be thrilled.
The plane didn't look that well together when I went up with it. Making a lot of noise.
No hostess. It's a trolley dolly.
No trolley dolly.
Got no seats. Got no seats either.
No, that's it. Yeah. Like flying Ryanair all over again.
That's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Budget airlines.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible. Wasn't that thing they were selling lottery tickets and just keep all the money?
Is that what they do?
Well, the odds of winning it was so
Oh, yeah.
remote.
Yeah.
It really was. But they're making out this loads of work for charity and someone works out the odds and it was just shocking.
The funniest one I went on, you saying that, was I went Ryanair from Bristol to Dublin. You ever done that route?
Yep.
Short, isn't it?
Yep.
So you do that thing and they're like, okay, and welcome aboard, and we'll be taking off now. You're like, "Brrr." So you're going up like this, and they're out with a trolley from the back of the plane trying to get it to the top. Sweet, Chris, he gets halfway up and says, right, we're starting our descent now. And you're down, he's like, right, freaking hell, get it. Lorry tickets, papers, whatever, that's it. And I've landed. You spend longer taxiing around to get into your stand than it does actually in the air. You know, but it's funny the way they try and get it all done so quick. You know, 15 minutes, we do the lot. Do the entire plane. Yeah, piece of cake.
Last time we were in, actually, the only time we did Dublin, it was on the way back. I was sort of stood on the tarmac and the pilot is walking around. And not that it makes any difference, but the pilot was a woman. No drama, no problem at all. But she was struggling to walk in her high heels around the plane. So I'm thinking, you have a set of pedals in a minute. Most women say, I can't drive in high heels. So I'm thinking, well, how are you supposed to fly? And at that point, I just said to her, you know, I mean, seriously, is that not an issue? Does that not worry you? And she went, well, I wasn't worried. But now I'm looking, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm worried. And the other people are thinking, well, she is, you can't walk very well in high heels. It's not just me, is it? You can see that as well.
It's like Final Destination. I'll get off.
It was. And I'm just looking at it because a lot of women struggle to drive in heels, to drive sort of barefoot. You think, is this woman flying a plane barefoot?
Or has she got a pair of
things that
trainers
in the puts on?
Yeah.
You know, but you do want to shout across the tarmac and, you know, can't see your footwear. everywhere. You know, what are you going to fly? There's little things. And when you get onto the plane,
you're more worried about the pilots, though, who get changed, though, and then put their heels on. Or the blokes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm more comfortable flying in these.
Yeah. Liberated.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's one of those, you know, equal rights is transgender, innit? You know, when you try to fly a pair of size 11 high heels, it's just not going to happen.
It's all right. Ryanair will take them on.
Yeah.
No.
It always worries me when you get to the tarmac and you see all the planes thinking, yeah, happy days, happy days. Yours turns up, propellers. That always worry me. Oh, it's just, there's more things to go wrong, isn't there?
All turny things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more turny things in the jet.
Yeah, there's more turny things, in the jet going round. All those little compressor blades in there.
Really?
Yeah.
And the other thing with your props, when you sat in the aircraft, you look at the side and you see like the oil stain visibly getting bigger and it's obviously pissing out oil.
Yeah.
That's also a worry. But they must have a light in the cockpit.
Well, yeah, tell them if they're running out of oil and all the rest of it.
It's all these things that run through your mind.
So I was thinking, when you're in a prop aircraft where you're right next to the prop,
that's the other thing.
because you're there, I'm next to this thing going round. If that comes off, it's coming in here. I always think that's the dodgy one, though. I don't mind it normally.
When it comes off, and the way we're flying, it'll probably go just behind me and take out a bit behind.
Right.
You know, the family of orphans. Back to the orphanage. All four have wiped out.
I must admit, when we flew from Fairbanks back to Alaska, it was that thing. It's like, and you're onto the plane. And there's like big airliners and that flying around. And all the rest of it. It's like, and you're on that one, and that was some small little turbo twin engine thing. Yeah. I think it would have been more happy in one of them. At least I'd have been more sort of walking around. It was one of those where it's like single seat, it's 2 seats on one side and single on the other. And we had some guy got on board like
so it's not even balanced.
No, not really. We're all on one side. But yeah, we had this guy get on like Gandalf. Literally, it's like Hagrid gets on board and he's got this massive great staff.
Was he Gandalf or Hagrid? Was Hagrid looking like Gandalf?
He was Hagrid. Well, he's crossed between the two.
Wow.
He was like a big Alaskan outland, comes in probably once a year for something.
How do you get staff through customs?
This is what I was asking. You're on board the plane, and you're like, because obviously you can see the entire Olympics, it's a small thing. And he gets on, he's hunching down, he's all in a bloody great gear and all that. He's got a fucking great thing. And he's like, oh, it's me stick. I'm like, I think he's going to go like this, and a lightning bolt's going to come out.
You shall not pass.
I think, Christ, that's how we're going to take off.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, she did actually take it off of him. They did
strap it to the wing.
Well, yeah, on the roof. But yeah, they did actually take it at the front of the aircraft. I don't know, because there's no way it's going to go in overhead baggage or anything else like that. And obviously, there's no lockers underneath. So it was a case of, right, okay, we'll just do it like that. So yeah, but that's quite interesting. But that thing was the thing where, you're flying along and same thing, you're watching all the fluids coming out the aircraft, running down the wing, and I'm looking at it, and it's like, yeah, we'll be fine. What can go wrong?
Yeah.
Here we are in the middle of Alaska, nothing around, roads don't go anywhere particularly. Yeah, that's it.
Who can't take a bike?
Yeah,
who looks tasty?
Yeah, that's it. So I must admit that was quite an interesting one.
The point movie comes on, Grey.
Yeah, Grey. Yeah, that's it. Liam Neeson in it. It's where the wolves hunt them down, and there's a plane crash.
Oh, really?
Alaska. I think that's Alaska, isn't it? Yeah. And the wolves come after him.
Really?
Yeah. Take them out one at a time. Good film, man.
Were we able to stick together?
They?
I mean, how many wolves were there?
Quite a few.
There was quite a few.
What was that?
And some people were injured, but they soon got eaten.
Yeah, well,
grabbed off. Kicking and screaming.
Catapult.
Yeah, flew themselves across.
Well, you'd be all right if I were with you. I can barely walk, so you lot could just run off and leave me.
Good.
Been done before.
Talking all over again.
I'll take one for the team.
You could be more used, alive, just like fresh meat.
Well, mate, be there, we'll run.
Or you just think, well, we could probably eat him at a later date.
But do you want to eat him?
Well, I'm just thinking, just see how things pan out. Because if things get a bit desperate, they think, right, we need to slot somebody. And
Right, okay.
Looks quite tasty.
Yeah.
He looks quite worried there.
Yeah. So that's right, Steve. We're not going to leave you behind. We're going to eat you.
Yeah.
So,
No, I wouldn't eat me.
well, that's right. You haven't got to eat you. So yeah.
If it's like most meats, if you slow cook it, it's quite tasty.
Yeah, but if we're in a crash site, we ain't got a slow cooker, have we?
No, but we could, just slow cook it for a while.
Right.
So you wouldn't have a slice of them rare?
I
Well,
don't know. You'd have to sear the meat to get the flavour in, but I wouldn't just carve a meat in raw. That's
No.
fucking animal.
Yeah.
No. I'd probably sort of get some prime cuts and maybe sear them first, and there's going to be some salt and pepper on board because it's going to have like in-flight stuff. So we could do something with that.
right. Okay.
Yeah. It's all doable.
I'll stick with the super noodles. And the Pringles. The little tubs of Pringles.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather eat one of you guys a bit better because I'm diabetic, so I can't eat sweet things. So I taste pretty bitter. So you want to go for the one who's eats the most sugar. It'll be nice and sweet, and the meat will caramelise easier. And we cook it.
Yeah, it's you, mate. Sorry.
All right, fair one. Yeah.
There we go.
That's it.
It's a bit roast and all that.
Oh, all right, we're going to eat him. After that, you keep it.
What do you Yeah, tenderised on I'm doing it for you guys.
Yeah, so Sid. I'm tenderising the meat.
Such a mate.
Bang as hard as you like. Oh dear, never mind. No. Are we done, Did?
I think we're
Are we pretty much done?
Yeah.
We wrecked everything. Email
They all
pilots.
turn up at night.
Not really. We've deteriorated a little bit, but we're hanging at the 100.
Nothing days.
So yes.
How do people fill their time? Most people have got to go to work, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've probably got us in the background while they're modelling.
Yeah.
How do you listen to us? There's the question. Do you watch us live? Do you record? Do you?
It's almost like the Canopy Stream advert, isn't it? How do you eat yours?
You're on about spit roasting with him again, aren't you?
You got snagged, isn't it?
Does your future wife know about this?
Yeah, just sort of,
You know?
yeah.
What? Do I what?
I'm trying to hide something.
What?
Interesting.
You want to step with a gun?
To be fair, yes, I got, and I think that was a sound move. Because you've got a barbecue going on, and there's blokes running riot, and you're just thinking, no, you're just not safe here.
No.
So yes, I stepped with a weapon, and I used it.
Yeah. And then you used it again on Paul John.
No, that was a different barbecue.
It was, but you still used it.
Yeah, you shot somebody every barbecue though. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I did get him back though.
So, yeah.
I did get him back.
Yeah.
But he didn't like it though because it was mine. It stung a bit more.
Yeah, true.
So next one.
That's it. What go wrong? Yeah. Minigun.
Grenade.
Grenade.
Flash.
Yeah. Get a Thunderbee. All right.
Did you get an airsoft minigun?
Yeah.
You can, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got the money. They're a bit expensive, about $3,000, but you can get
There's
them.
a picture of it on YouTube.
What's the difference between
12-volt battery.
paintball and BB?
Paintball, you can see you got height. Yeah.
Yeah,
BB,
soft
you
shot.
can't.
You feel you got
You
hit.
got
Also, the thing is, with obviously the big difference is the size of the ball. Because obviously we fire 6mm, they fire freaking whatever they are,
about 10 miles.
10, a bit more than that,
15.
15mm. But the big thing is obviously ours go a lot further.
Do they? I thought that because they're small and light, they wouldn't go as far.
No, I think I'll go further.
50 metres at least.
Yeah.
Well, accurately.
Mine's got an accurate range probably of around about, I don't know, trying to shoot in, which is usual. But yeah, probably accurately 75 metres will be on target.
Blimey.
It's quite impressive.
However, normally it's just arm's distance. That's still
It's close to the back.
I quite like the paintballs because you just get that hit, don't you? Explosions and.
Yeah, you feel these. One of these comes in, you'll really know about
Yeah.
it. Especially because obviously, don't forget, we're not firing like lightweight ones. You like I fired 2.8s, 2.5s. You know, doesn't sound a lot, but also the big difference is with like a paintball, it tends to be pom 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 pom. Don't forget, like mine when I was motoring, it's 22 rounds per second, so it's like a hose. So if you're stood there, not calling your hits, it's like hammer down, riddle someone.
Right, yeah.
So, and you can do it like that.
It's also cheaper.
Yeah, and also it's cheaper. Yeah, because it's electric, it's not air. Because obviously,
But if you're going to do a stag do, wouldn't it be more inclusive
Mhm.
if you just did that like a paintball? Because everyone gets the same gun. No one's, wandering around like Tackleberry with all the gear on, and mine will go further than yours. If you've all got a paintball gun,
No, because
it's a lot fairer.
because the site that we go to, they hire theirs up.
yeah, and also don't forget, I've got 4 down there. You've got a few.
I've got
Some of the other guys have got some.
So you wouldn't have to hire
John's
anything.
all right.
Because
You won't
have
hire
ours.
anything anyway because you use
You'd
us.
have what it feels.
I was just Gucci.
Oh,
Put the
wouldn't
rounds down.
We can have an AK, M4. Which one do you want?
I'll just run around with my pistols.
Yeah. No, you don't have anything. You just have a pair of antlers, mate. You're it.
I've got to run around in your Bristols.
I've got my knife.
Yeah, that's it. He has a rubber knife. That's it. Everyone else, go for your life. By the time we pinned him down, dildo to the forehead like a unicorn, and then
I could run off
to a tree.
run off into in the sort of 10 minutes.
What you could
before
probably
you
do
got
is get a weapon and you could write on his back in airsoft.
Yeah.
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 But I get 10 minutes head start, then all of a sudden you just come and find me.
Yeah.
I'll be carrying.
The river. Swimming down the river.
Swimming the opposites.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that'll be it.
Well, I'll do that then.
We'll do that. So, what can go wrong?
And the strip bar.
I did tell the other one about that.
It is a stag do, isn't it?
Yeah, I said to him that he
So you're organising this, yeah?
Apparently. What can go wrong?
Yeah, well,
His missus texted me. I said, look, just leave it with me. Be fine. What can happen? She said, don't forget you do a speech. I said, I'll just wing it.
Yeah.
A few beers. Be fine.
Maybe you need to be technical advisor.
Yeah.
that's a
That's
role I
it.
can
That's
take
it. The technical advisor.
Yeah.
So you'll be the official technical advisor to the stag do.
Days.
Yeah.
Where's the paintball?
Gosh.
There's not a lot really going on in Saltash. Is there nowhere else you can go?
Bristol,
Bristol sound a bit better.
North Devon.
North Devon's is a good shout. Good idea. If people are coming down, wouldn't it be nice to sort of go away, spend the night, go to like a hotel or something?
Well, that's the whole idea of doing it. When, like John, the Northern lot, and Steve and Rebecca come down. That's the whole point. But they come down for the weekend, stay overnight on the Saturday night. So Saturday during the day we do something.
Yeah.
Saturday night we all go out drinking.
So if everyone's travelling,
yeah,
you don't have to stay in Saltash, do you?
No, stay. Most of them will probably stay in Plymouth.
Yeah, it goes down because people know you in Plymouth, don't
Western-super-Mare, that's near.
they? Yeah.
Western-super-Mare?
And thinking on, Sid, here you go. If I
Why would you go
get some armour plating for my wheelchair, when you go airsoft, you have to push me. So
No, see, we can get you fitted with like, an M249 or a minigun on a swivel chair. He either has a couple of like M60s or and say minigun, and he's on a swivel chair, and like
You can get the motorised wheelchairs with the caterpillar tracks.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
a tank.
Yeah, that's it. Top turret gunner. Yeah. Just freaking hose everyone. That's it.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Don't you worry, mate. You're in there.
Well, I think if everyone's travelling, we don't need to stay in Plymouth. We need to go somewhere where no one knows us, and that will never be recognised again. No one knows me in Plymouth.
No.
Well, people know me in Plymouth, and that's not great. So let's go somewhere, like Torquay was our deal. That's a bit hit and miss, wasn't it?
Well, yeah.
So we went somewhere, that we don't fancy going back to.
So we're in a minibus for this outing, are we?
Yeah. We'll go somewhere that you'd never normally visit or go back to, like Scotland. And then,
Yeah, but knowing you probably just leave me on the side of the road.
well, it just adds to the,
That's why I'm deciding a month before I actually get married.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
a good idea. It'll take him a month to get home. Yeah, or unduct tape himself.
and the wounds to heal.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
do
Hair
realise
to grow back.
what's happening on the night before the wedding, don't you?
No.
We're in a lodge or something.
We're in a lodge.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, all of us are in a lodge.
Really?
Yeah.
What, women as well?
No, the women are in their rooms. We're in the lodge for the night before.
What do you mean women in the rooms?
Women-
Like a cell block.
The women's
Yeah.
are in the hotel rooms,
Oh, right, yeah.
and then there's a lodge for all of us lot.
And you think that's a tough idea?
It's not, but it's going to be a cheaper one.
Yeah, sounds brilliant. The night before your wedding, you're going to be alone with the other blokes. Oh, genius.
What could go wrong?
The thing is, you take responsibility.
Is there a pool there?
Yeah. It's a golf course, so there's going to be all
Golf
sorts
Pool.
Pool.
Oh, that sounds
go karts,
brilliant.
there's little buggies as well, but you're not allowed to power them, we're not allowed to go in.
Are you not allowed?
No.
Can't why.
Yeah, listen, apparently they've had too many accidents where people have been
Really?
a bit tipsy and gone a bit flying over the bits and bobs and going.
So a jackass.
So-
Imagine us.
Yeah,
A jackass running the golf cart.
We get chauffeur driven on a good buggy. But yeah, no, I need to send you all an email, including you, Steve. And you'll
Including you, Steve. Wow.
you'll
Well, that sounds like an afterthought.
because no, we've done some
And don't forget, you're still talking to the entire world.
Yeah, I know. I
So
don't care.
it's just
I don't care.
3,500.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
It's not bad a price because the lodge itself is 160 for the night.
What, each?
No, for the whole
Really?
for the whole lodge.
How big is this lodge? Are we saying it's like size on one
It
shed?
says it can. It says no. It's a concrete building. It's like a little bungalow.
That's a bunker. It's not a fucking lot.
Yeah, lodge. I'm thinking wood.
No, I was thinking the same, but no. Apparently, it's not. She's been and had a look, and apparently, it's not a wooden lodge. It's just known as a
Is it
bungalow.
an old tin mine or something?
Yeah.
It's like a bungalow type thing. It's got its own kitchen and everything else. But apparently, it can sleep up to 6. But I'm sure it could sleep more. But apparently, it's 160 for the night. So I thought by the time you split that between everybody,
Right.
it's got to be cheaper than getting a room for that night. And then obviously, if you stay the night of the wedding, then you'll be in the hotels with your other offs, or in Steve's case, Rob.
Yeah, but the thing is that obviously people who are sort of married with partners, are they going to be happy to spend the night away and
Well,
And pay for 2 rooms.
yeah.
Because if she's up there paying in that room
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
I don't know. Don't look at me. She's the one that's organised it.
You're organising.
No, she's
Well,
the
not
one that's
wedding
organised the
night.
rooms.
Alright.
Because I thought it'd be cheaper for them, for the ones coming from Yorkshire, rather than individual rooms. They can have the lodge for the second night, which is obviously.
Is there a pub near?
Yeah, there's a pub in the actual thingy. It's
The golf
golf
clubhouse.
course,
Yeah, because they're going to love us.
Oh, they will. They're absolutely.
Yeah,
love it,
just
yeah.
imagine that twin set and pearls, and we've trashed
We've got our own bar. Put our own bar in it.
Right.
Fancy dressed the night before as well, is it?
It's got to be in it.
Yeah.
What's going to be
I
the
can just imagine the golf captain there when this bloody Adam turns up in his stilettos. That'll go down well.
Be fine. Can't see a problem at all. Sorted all of this out.
This is good. This is what it's all about.
You could just leave it to us as wedding planners, and we'll make sure it goes off without a hitch.
I'm not even allowed to get involved with organising the wedding. She even tried and said to me, she said, I've sorted out where you're getting your suits from. She said, I've already phoned Mel or text Mel to find out whether Phil's got one or not, because obviously we'll be put.
I don't think he's going to fit you somehow.
I'll be hiring his suit as well. And I just said, oh, we'll hire a suit. Yeah, because he hasn't got a grey one. I said, oh, it's grey, is it? She said, yeah, well, you're not wearing black.
I was hoping we were going to wear white, be like Randall Lopkins.
She said, well, you're not wearing black. That's not what I'm wearing blue. Well, blue could work. I said, well, I'll get whatever colour I want anyway. Apparently, she reckons it's going to be grey, but it's not.
This is like an 80s.
There's no way
Is anyone grey? Yeah, man up. It's your bloody day as well.
There's no way.
You're going to tell her she's got to wear, I don't know.
You're going to be shirt as well, yeah. Not medallion.
No, I told her I'm going in
slip-ons.
I told her
you're going to look awesome.
3/4 length shorts, combats, white t-shirt with a painted on tie.
That's it. What could be wrong?
What's wrong with that?
Be fine.
We'll be fine.
Not a problem. No, we'll be good.
How many people's going to the wedding? Well, that's your reception. The wedding's boring, but
the wedding bit, I think it's 35 for the evening, but I think it's 75, 80-ish.
Right. And obviously members.
Yeah. And everyone invited. So don't forget, if you are in Cornwall in October,
why not? They've supported you over the years.
Think of the wedding presents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you know what the cheapskate said about that? That's like she won't watch this. It's fine. Bless her. She tried to say to me, she said, do you think it's a bit inappropriate if I try and say, because obviously we've been living together for quite a while now, she said, if we don't ask for any wedding presents, is that they make a contribution towards our honeymoon fee. I thought, yeah, I don't think that's going to go down too well.
You're in a set of washes. And she's having sanders.
Actually doing nails,
we were going to bring a pair of pigeons.
Yeah.
That's sorted.
Yeah.
You could do 1 second nativity scene. Happy Christmas.
That's it.
Happy days.
Yeah, no, we're doing useful presents.
There you go.
Right, we better say goodbye to everyone.
Well, I'm sure they're loving to listen to this.
Well, they are, because we're all still there. It'll look good for the stats that we've been on for 4 hours, whatever it is.
Imagine the pictures afterwards. Oh dear.
Oh, works one morning. I got to
So
go make a curry.
What, before you go to work?
Yeah. In the slow cooker. See?
Yeah, see?
No, beef curry. Slow. So
Are you doing that naked?
You genuinely worry me. Honestly, it's just.
I can imagine you at the cooker with your little penny on, but nothing else.
Really.
You wouldn't be naked if you had a penny on.
Yeah.
So you've got to go to take a
Do
little
you
bit.
imagine that very often?
Oh, all the time.
Wow.
I've
You want to
seen it.
spend a night in a lodge with him? At least if you go away for the weekend, you get your own room in the Premier Inn.
I think we're good.
Actually, last time we went away is when we went to Wales, and you had him. Yeah.
The counselling sessions have just stopped.
That was funny because we're driving up to Wales, so I'm imagining like Welsh people, wasn't it? So I was having a joke about Welsh people in general. So when we walk into reception, yeah, she's Polish. So that threw my jokes completely out the window. And we never met a Welsh person all the time we were there. No, that was a stupid thing. Yeah, everyone was Polish.
Well, when I went to Cardiff, it was brilliant. It was really, really good weekend, and I would recommend going to Cardiff. Really lovely, lovely people. You know, good night out. You know, no hassle, no trouble. I think there's a couple of specialists, you know, bars that you can drink to if you that sort of thing. And I think it's about 2 next door to each other. They're not far apart. Yeah, quite awesome. So I've been told. And yeah, we should do that.
So we're going to Cardiff?
Yeah.
Right.
Cardiff would be brilliant.
Last time I was in Cardiff, I had a confession. Few too many drinks in the afternoon.
Yeah, don't we all?
Yeah, but then I miss going out in the evening. A bit too.
You that bad?
Hammered.
Really?
Yeah, terrible.
You're filming with so much confidence.
Yeah, I did. I had a few drinks on an empty stomach. I hadn't eaten all day. Drove to Cardiff and got in the old Premier Inn, where I have a few gin and tonics and a few other bits and pieces, and I was absolutely wasted. So it was like, we've come all this way and didn't go out. So I was like, can I get a pizza? So I had a pizza delivery, and Mel fed me pizza bits. And then eventually, at about 9 o'clock, I just about put it together and went out. Didn't feel very particularly bright that night. So yeah.
Oh, nothing worse is there.
So yeah, overdid it. Peaked a bit early.
We've all been there anyway.
That's it. So yeah, that was my last experience of Cardiff. So what can go wrong? Be fine. Start in Cardiff, just work our way north. Before you know it, around Steve's for lunch.
Yeah.
That's it. Drop him off on the way
got a
across.
sister. Because he's a pretty man. He's got a sister on there.
I have got a sister, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
If we take the cameras, we can do it all for a live show anyway. Put it on live,
Yeah.
couldn't we?
Well, I really going to watch me mount his sister. That's a bit sick.
Dude, Lauren.
Yeah. Actually, it's pressing against the camera.
Sorry, Steve. Dear Mr. Flory, I'd like to complain beside Steve Sutcliffe. We joke about mounting my sister.
Your sister's got to be uptight.
You got a picture?
Yeah, get a picture. So look.
On your phone?
No, I haven't got one on my phone, no.
No.
Oh.
We're on the wall.
Close family.
You mean anything to you? do you get on?
Yeah, we get on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you be comfortable calling me, you know, brother?
Daddy. Yeah, the brother-in-law you always wanted.
Oh, that'd be beautiful, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You have lovely kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to turn this off.
All right.
Right, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, usual thing, questions in. We'll get these done. I think we're all still up for this next month. We'll be here. First Tuesday of the month, whatever that is.
I like to come at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just come from the
Also come at 9. I can't spend 2 hours cleaning brushes.
Yeah, I have got an incredibly clean brush. Yes, I never knew it was white. That was how good that was. So I am impressed. Who knew? Right, that's it from us. Thank you for watching. See you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Steve. Bye, everybody.
Love you.